I say what I want, and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right, and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, putting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Get some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
What up? It's Monday. Amanda! Hello! That's my Oprah impression. Oprah! Julia Roberts! I need to wake up. Hello, 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 hello. And welcome to the Dreaded Conservative Show. What do we got going today? You seen the thumbnail? We're going to look at all the Diddy stuff. We're going to read the court file. Apparently, breaking news. Apparently, he's on suicide watch. Oh, I shouldn't say that in the first 5 minutes of the video, but too late. They're going to Epstein Diddy. They're going to Epstein Diddy. Diddy's on suicide watch. A lot of celebrities implicated so far. Lots more to come. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the 20 Trump supporters that all came down with strange illnesses at the, I believe it was a Tucson rally. And then we're going to go into the conspiracy corner, and I'm going to give you my theory. Little wild. It's a little wild, but, you know, it's one of my favorite things. I'll save that till we get to that part. Then, what else? The exploding pagers, the exploding walkie-talkies, all of the exploding tech in Lebanon. What's up, Amanda? Yes, I'm feeling better. I'm not sore and achy anymore, but I got a stuffy nose still. I've been sick all week. And it's gotten like, the last 2 days, it's gotten worse, I guess. No cough, just stuffy nose. Thank you, Amanda. I hope you're right. Exploding pagers and walkie-talkies in Lebanon. Apparently, Israel just bombed Hezbollah and like 400 people died or something. I don't really care. But we'll look at the exploding pagers is pretty gangster, if I do say so myself. That's a pretty epic move. I like it. Let me see if my soundboard works.
Beta!
Oh, it works. Oh, it works. Memes, reels, rapid fire. We got some Kamala news and rapid fire. Another conspiracy theory there. And then we got lots of Elon stuff. My ear itches. Lots of Elon stuff going on in rapid fire. Lots of Elon headlines this week. I don't know why, but Elon's been in the news a lot this past week. We got lots of Elon stories. And then, for the end, we're going to read through, we're going to watch some videos, and I'm going to debunk the best arguments against God. We have a series where we did the best arguments for God's existence, the ontological, the teleological, the cosmological, the moral, the fine tuning. We went through all of them. Today, it's just going to be one show. We're going to look at the best arguments against God. There's a lot of them, but most of them fit into one of two categories, either the problem of evil or the divine hiddenness. There's a lot of different ones that kind of fit into those two categories. And we're going to go through through all of those. That's some scary stuff. Makes me not want to buy a new phone. I don't think you should worry about that, Amanda. I don't think you should worry about that one bit. Don't worry about that. China's not gonna put bombs in our phones. That's not gonna happen. There's other stuff they could do, but I don't think they're gonna do that. But all right, let's get into this Diddy stuff. The Didler is back, and he's in jail. Excuse me. He's in jail. We knew about this last week. I found about this in the after party last week because I usually don't check out a lot of the news before the show starts. I wake up, I put the show together in the morning, and then I wake up, grab a brush and put a little makeup, hide the scars to fade away, the shake, hide the scars to fade away. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? No, I wake up, I get home from work, I put the show together, and then I wake up and I do the show. So I don't know a whole lot about what's happening today, but now I have the breaking news in front of me. Let's see. Breaking news. U.S. is attempting to seek assassination charges on Ryan Ralph. Apparently, Ryan Ralph put out a hit list. Not a hit list. A bounty. He wrote a note. He said he was trying to attempt to kill Trump, and he failed. And he'll give $150,000 to anybody who finishes the job. And this is the guy this is the two-toned hair guy. Remember, two-tone hair, never a good sign. Probably a liberal. And he put out a bounty that said, if you finish the job, I'll give you $150,000. This is the guy that didn't have $5 for bulletproof vest for the Ukrainians, and he was crying about it. Remember? Anyway, that's going on in breaking news. But I don't see a lot of other breaking news. But I did just get this story from John on Discord that says P. Diddy is on suicide watch. So we'll take a look at this. I got it from NBC pulled up right here. We'll take a look at this here in a little bit. But first, let's go through some of this stuff. Let me pause this. Let's go through this this court case on Diddy, which I did read through a little bit last week in the after party. But we're going to look at this, what his charges are, what other celebrities could be implicated. Usher deleted all of his tweets. I wonder what that means. Yeah, he's insane. Yeah, he's a little crazy. So, to his credit, Mr. Crone, this is from 4 New York, NBC News 4 in New York. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. Combs' attorney, Mark Agnifilo. Interesting, he has Philo in his name. Philo, isn't that Latin for sex? Said in a comment or in a statement. Philo. Is Philo sex or love? No, Eros is sex. Philo is love. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, an unsealed federal document revealed criminal charges against Diddy Tuesday. We're not going to read all of this, but I'll pull it up on the screen here. This part's funny, I think. So here's the court documents. Check out all these AKAs. For decades, Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love. The defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees' resources and influences. Hold on, where's my video? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Created a criminal enterprise whose members, associates attempted to engage in, and among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. The defendant operated his business headquartered at various times in Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of United States-based corporate entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global, collectively the Combs business. Corporate entities in the Combs business include, among other things, record labels, a recording studio, an apparel line, an alcoholic spirits business. What's that? Ciroc. Dang old Ciroc. Was it Puppy Ciroc? Diddy Party for life. What's up? Race cars and reptiles. Every time somebody comes into the chat, I'm gonna do my Oprah thing. Oh, I didn't even save that story. I forgot about that. Yeah. Kamala. We got Kamala news in rapid fire too. And we'll talk about the Oprah interview. I watched it so you guys don't have to. Speaking of Oprah, let's get back to Puff Daddy. Because you know they tied up together. TMZ got Kendrick Lamar leaving Diddy's mansion in a wheelchair on camera. What, you think they whooped his ass? You think they jumped Kendi? That's wild. Seesaw! Oh, seesaw! Everybody who comes in is going to be like, why is he doing that? I feel like Oprah today. I'm getting my Oprah on. You get a car. You get a car. I don't have a car, but you get a car. Physical abuse by Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love. The defendant was, bro, they put this at the beginning of every paragraph. All the AKAs. Was recurrent and widely known on numerous occasions from at least in or about 2009 and continuing for years. Combs assaulted women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. These assaults were at times witnessed by others and included one instance in Los Angeles hotel. This is probably the least of his worries. About March 2016, which was captured on video, later publicly reported. We talked about this when he kicked Cassie in her rump. Kicked her in the rump, he did. He kicked her in the rump, he did. AKA Love. Yeah, just Love. Like, they just call this guy Love. That's wild. Let's see. When a member of a hotel security staff intervened, Combs attempted to bribe the staff member. There's a little bribery. His violence was not limited to these women. It extended to his employees, witnesses to his abuse, and others. Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. PD, a.k.a. Love, used the Combs business, including certain employees, to carry out, facilitate, and cover up the abuse of commercial sex. Those employees, including security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors and other close associates, acted as Combs' intermediaries, and their conduct was facilitated and assisted by Combs' control of the Combs business. The enterprise, the defendants and others, known and unknown, were members and associates of a criminal organization, the Combs Enterprise, or the Enterprise. The Enterprise. Isn't that a ship in Star Trek? Members and associates of the Combs Enterprise engaged in and attempted to engage in sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion, and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Wow. Wow. Lots of discrepancies, you could say. The Combs Enterprises constituted an ongoing organization whose members functioned as a continuing unit for common purpose of achieving the objective of Combs Enterprise. The enterprise was engaged in, and its activities affected interstate and foreign commerce. Combs Enterprise operated in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere. The defendant was the leader of the Combs Enterprise. Others, known or unknown, participated in unlawful activities related to the conduct of Combs Enterprise affairs. Included some business employees, security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors, as well as other close associates. The purposes of Combs Enterprise include the following: operating a global business in the media, entertainment, and lifestyle industries. What lifestyle? The degenerate lifestyle? That's the only lifestyle they promote, including, among other things, record label, recording studio, apparel line, alcohol, spirit business, blah, 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 blah. Preserving, protecting, promoting, and enhancing the power, reputation, and brand. The defendant is a musician, entrepreneur, and a figure in the entertainment industry. Enriching members and associates of the enterprise include the leader, Combs, and in particular, those who demonstrated loyalty to Combs and willingness to conceal his crime. Preserving, protecting, promoting, and enhancing the power, including the power of the leader through violence, firearms, threats of violence, coercion, verbal, emotional, and physical, and sexual abuse. Fulfilling the desires of Combs, sexual gratification, including through the exploitation of women and the use of commercial sex workers. Hookers. He's paying hookers. Not Kendrick. They got Kendrick. Let's see. Combs and other members, associates wielded the power and prestige. Prestige worldwide, wide. Threatened to lure female victims into Combs' orbit like he's a damn planet. Often under the pretense of a romantic relationship, Combs then used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual acts with male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to as, among other things, freak-offs. The freak-offs. Freak-offs were elaborated and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated. What? Damn. He's just sitting there in the corner masturbating. Wow. And often electronically. Sorry, kids. Don't say masturbate. Often electronically recorded. He's just recording his crimes. That's smart. And how do people like this get rich and famous? I guess maybe they make a deal with the devil, so I guess it does make sense. With the assistance of members and associates, caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally. Freak-offs occurred regularly, sometimes lasted multiple days, and often involved multiple commercial sex workers. During freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant. Sometimes, unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging, kind of like Epstein, kind of like a blackmail tactic, with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. Wow. Members, including high-ranking supervisors, household things, booking hotel rooms for the freak-offs, stocking hotel rooms in advance with the required freak-off supplies. Get freak-off supplies here. Get your freak-off supplies, including controlled substances, baby oil, lubricant, extra linens, and lighting, cleaning the hotel rooms after the freak-offs to try to mitigate room damage, arranging for travel for victims, commercial sex workers. This is about the violence towards the women he kicked through objects and dragged. Members and associates. Security personnel often carried firearms. On more than one occasion, Combs himself carried a brandished firearm to intimidate and threaten others, including victims and witnesses to his abuse. Members and associates of the Combs enterprise enabled Combs control over victims by following his directions regarding financial payments to victims, advancing or suppressing the victim's career opportunities, and acquiring the controlled substances Combs used to keep the victims compliant. So basically, this guy's a real jerk. This guy's a real jerk. Diddy did it after all, huh? I think he did. Lube freestyle, bad boy for life. Yo, I got my lube today. Yo, I got my lube today. I ain't touching on a boob today. I'm grabbing on a dude today. That's the Diddy rap. This keeps going on and on and on. I'm not going to read all this. It kind of repeats itself. You know how court documents go. You know how they be. So yeah, that's how I'm coming. Now I'm reading articles that are saying at least 200 celebrities are attached to Sean Diddy Combs. We got a video from Matt Walsh. It may be real, it may be fake. I'll show you one of the potential celebrities. I'll show you a couple of the potential celebrities attached, but one of them is very interesting. I hear that Donald Trump debated her husband recently. His husband. He's a real jerk. This guy's a real jerk. Diddy will at worst. This is from noise11.com. This looks like some sort of tabloid celebrity publication. Diddy will at worst take down and at best embarrass a list as long as over 200 celebrities from the music, movies, and television sectors when the court hears about the infamous freak-offs. Every person who can be named from Diddy's party videos is expected to be questioned if they haven't already been questioned. Diddy is reported to have secretly filmed his parties to use the footage as blackmail and control of the attendees at a later date. Combs was arrested, charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation for the purpose of prostitution, taken into custody by federal authorities in New York on September 16th, 2024. One of the high-profile names attached to Diddy was Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez. Hello, babe. Hello, Diddy. Can I go to the freak-off? Diddy, give me a kiss, Diddy. I want to go to the freak-off. My name is Jennifer Lopez. Combs and Lopez were arrested after a shooting that left 3 people injured in 1999. Combs, Lopez, and rapper Shine Jamal Barrow fled from the nightclub and were finally arrested after the driver jumped 17 red lights. That's smart. An illegal gun was found inside the car. Speaking of that, I saw a movie last night or this morning called what was it called? Spree. It's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty good movie. You should check it out. It's like an underground movie. It's got the kid from Stranger Things. And he's like a Uber driver. And he just starts murdering people. He murdered a guy. What's up, stubborn one? You know, stubborn one. This Diddy guy's a real jerk. Rapper 50 Cent has been brutal. Let's go fifth. See, this is why I was a shady aftermath baby. This is why I was down with the G unit. Because 50 don't play with these people. Rapper 50 Cent has been brutal in his takedown of Combs. 50 says his former partner and mother of his child, Daphne Joy, was a sex worker for Combs, although Joy denies it. Ursher, don't leave your girl around me, straight gutter for real, true player for real. Ursher was involved. Justin Bieber, remember that video we showed you a long time ago of Justin Bieber sucking a D? Bibby was out there sucking them D's and getting recorded doing it. Or Bieber, little Biebs. Poor Biebs. Let's see. Ashton Kutcher, Will Smith. Not my guy. Will, not Big Willie style. Big Willie style. Oh no. Combs is being held in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, where he's apparently on suicide watch, about to get Epsteined in this piece. Combs' accommodation would be an 8 by 10 foot cell. The bed has 1.5-inch mattress, and there's no pillow. What are you gonna? What are we doing? A Cribs episode today on MTV Cribs? P. Diddy in his jail cell. Hey guys, what up? What up? Right here, we got the walk-in entranceway. We got the toilet and the sink. And then we got where the magic happens, right here on my bunk. They took my blanket so I couldn't hang myself, but I might end up dead anyway. Yeah, they got the Fresh Prince. Now he's the kind of stale Prince. He's the slightly stale, crusty ass Prince. Will got his ass clapped. Yeah, Will got clapped at the freak off. Dang. Diddy, who is used to mansions and private jets, gets the same treatment as every other prisoner. Yeah. Oh man, this is wild. Not surprising though. Overwhelming from Hindustan Times, the Hindustan Times. Diddy probe. Overwhelming majority of Hollywood celebs scared to death to weigh in on criminal case. Scared to death. Yeah, that's because they're gonna die. Experts claimed in a new report that there's no shortage of reasons for the majority of A-list stars being silent about Diddy's ongoing sex trafficking probe. Curtis, 50 getting his name out. 50 need to drop a new album all about Diddy. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, Sean Diddy Combs' sworn arch rival in the rap game, isn't the only one to speak out against the embattled hip-hop mogul, now arrested and charged with 3 counts of sex trafficking, blah, 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 blah. We already know that. Dawn Richards and Aubrey O'Day, members of Combs' girl group Danity Kane, yeah, they fell off. Kesha, she fell off. Ex-bad boy rapper turned politician Shine, he fell off. Mary J. Blige, I don't know what happened to her, among others, have also joined the vitriolic discourse against the Revolt founder, either without sugarcoating their narratives or doing so cryptically. However, a seemingly never-ending list of high-profile Hollywood stars who shared ties with the disgraced rapper in the past have either remained inconspicuously silent or spoken only in hushed tones about the questionable rumors surrounding Diddy. The list includes his former girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and his long pals Ashton Kutcher and Jay-Z. Jay-Z, The Rock, huh? Uh-oh, hold on, I just closed the OBS. I didn't close it. I just minimized it. Where'd it go? There it is. There it is. Producer! What's up, producer? Stubborn one. Oh! According to Fox News report, experts are insisting that even though no other unmissable Hollywood star from the list has been implicated in the criminal case, many are maintaining the silence despite the music mogul's recent indictment and arrest because they are scared to death. So, lots of what's done in the darkness will be brought to the light. Let's watch this video of a potential celebrity. I don't know if this is real, but it's from Matt Walsh's Rumble. And apparently this video is being taken down pretty quickly when people put it up, which tells me it could possibly be very true, but it could also be fake. So let's take it with a grain of salt. We'll see who we got here.
Hey guys, Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you, does inflation feel worse? That's because the official inflation.
Yes, Donnie. Hold on one sec. I can't skip the ads on Rumble.
I have been looking over the footage from this party so many times, every angle I can find, scouring the internet, messaging people. I have been looking over the
footage from this party so many times, every angle I can find.
Guys, who does that look like? Who's this lady right here look like? Looks kind of like, I don't know. It looked kind of like
It's a man, baby.
looks kind of like somebody related to a guy who just did a debate with Donald Trump last week.
Scouring the internet, messaging people who were there, who might want to help to expose the truth. And I believe I may have finally discovered a piece of footage. This is super zoomed in, by the way, and enhanced slightly, that may show Michelle Obama in disguise. There they have high quality makeup artists that can make them look like almost anyone, but you can still typically see some of the facial features and some of the other features going through. Height is one important one. The height matches the fact that there's headphones there to cover up the Adam's apple.
I didn't hear that when I listened the first time. There's headphones to cover up the Adam's apple. Big Mike! Oh no!
A lot of stuff matches as you compare it to this clip of Michelle Obama, an older clip around the same time. You can see the similarities there. Here's one showing all of the muscles, and then there's one, it's okay bro, I got you. That right there, maybe slipping up a little bit on the campaign trail and showing who he really is. Michelle Obama is not a woman. Michelle Obama is in fact a trans individual. As we continue to look at the footage, it becomes insanely obvious. Even the way that he walks. But what gets even crazier is when you listen to his voice.
As a hospital executive.
That is Michelle Obama before he perfected the more feminine sounding voice. You can still kind of tell, but you can clearly see the difference in the voice.
As a hospital executive.
It is a practiced voice, not a real voice. A lot of surgeries, a lot of training went in to the public perception that Michelle Obama is a woman. Of course, this is all part of their power grab. He's not going to be president as Obama if he is a trans gay man, or if he's with a trans gay man. As you can see him in any capacity here on this video is something that I think would be extremely gross, so I'm not going to do that, but you can imagine for yourself exactly what that is. And there's a reason why they've had so much control over the Obamas for so long. I'm Matt.
Matt Wallace. Oh, it's not Matt Walsh, it's Matt Wallace. But Matt Walsh posted this on Twitter. Maybe it wasn't Matt Walsh. Maybe I just misread it. Is Matt Wallace. I don't know who Matt Wallace is. My bad. So that could be totally fake, but it's still fun. Meanwhile, this is real. Usher claims from Fortune magazine, Usher claims he was hacked after all of his ex posts suddenly disappeared. Wow. Diddy goes to jail and Usher's whole Twitter gets wiped. Huh. Isn't that interesting? Is it a coinky dink? I think not. Let's read what this article's saying. Oh, they're not going to let me read it. Good thing I have another one. Oh, I don't. Damn it. I don't have another article. I thought I had two articles about that. They're not going to let me read about it. Hold on. I can get you something real quick. We can get some proof. We can get some sources. Usher, Twitter, deleted. From Billboard, Usher says X account got hacked, not deleted. Newsweek, fact check. Usher and Pink's X accounts were stripped, not deleted. Really? Let's see. Why did Usher delete his entire X feed? Get out of here. Even though the topic was trending conversation on social media, well, apparently he didn't. Account got hacked and damn, y'all ran with it, Usher wrote on X. After commentary and theories on him deleting his history on X poured in, previous posts on his X account also reappeared at that time. See you tonight at Intuit Dome. Oh, he's got a concert to do. Just before Usher posted the update, Billboard had reached out to a representative for the singer for comment regarding his X account. Usher, who mentioned the Intuit Dome in his update, is set to perform in Los Angeles Arena for the second night in a row on Sunday. His past, present, and future tour. They're telling us about his tour. Some posts from users on X Sunday questioned the timing of what appeared to be a social media cleanse in light of Usher's professional relationship with the music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, who was arrested last week. Usher worked with him from a young age. Their history goes back to the singer's 1994 debut album, which Combs executive produced. So, he said on Twitter, account got hacked, and damn, y'all ran with it. See you tonight. And sure it did, buddy. Sure it did. Yeah, I bet. I bet that's what happened. It just got hacked. Okay. So, and then last but not least, update today from NBC News. Sean Combs is under suicide watch by jailers as he awaits sex trafficking trial. Let's watch this. Don't leave your girl around me. True player for real. Ask my for real. In
a New York City jail as he awaits trial on 3 felony counts tied to years of alleged sexual abuse and racketeering. It's a graphic and disturbing case that has sent shockwaves across the country. Prosecutors say they've already talked to dozens of victims and witnesses. Combs has been in jail since Monday, as you know. Just 48 hours ago, he lost his appeal for bail. His lawyers could try again to get him out before his trial. Let's bring in NBC's Chloe Malas. Sorry, I know.
You don't know your freaking correspondent's name? How long have you worked with her?
Who you are, Chloe.
Kelly's nice, though, too.
Sorry, we don't typically ask this of suspects accused of these kinds of crimes, but he is a celebrity. Have you heard what the jail conditions are for him right now?
I don't care about the conditions. He's on suicide watch. They're going to Epstein his ass.
Tom, the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn is notorious, and this is an issue that his legal team is having. They're saying it's not fit for someone to be held for pre-detention ahead of trial. I just want to tell you, read you some of the reporting that NBC News has done in the last couple days on this jail.
Okay, I don't care. He's on suicide watch. They're going to Epstein him. That's all we got to know. That's all we need to know. All right. Moving on. Proceeding to the next story. This one's pretty interesting. I have a theory. It's one of my favorite things. Yo, peepholes. Everybody having a good night. What's up, Chris Lestrange? The Mustache Man. Do you know the Mustache Man? The Mustache Man? The Mustache Man! Who lives on Drury Lane. What's up, Chris? This story is interesting. And I have my own theory on this that I came up with all on my own. As soon as I heard it, I thought about one of my favorite things. And we're going to get to talk about the active denial system yet again. I love the active denial system stories. I love directed energy weapons. And that's what we got here, I think, boys and girls. What on earth? This is from The Sun. Donald Trump supporters stricken with painful mystery illness after sitting on stage with former president at rallies. Rallygoers said they experienced symptoms ranging from a burning sensation to stinging in the eyes. Burning. Let me say that again. A burning sensation and stinging in the eyes. Okay? I've already buried the lead. I've already told you guys where we're going with this. Thousands of people flocked to the event in Tucson, Arizona, which was held on September 12th, but some ended up in the hospital. Reports suggest around 20 people fell ill at the rally. Myra Rodriguez, an ardent Trump fan, said her eyes were burning. She told the NBC affiliate KVOA that she started to feel a sensation of burning, stinging of the eyes, after stepping outdoors. Initially, Rodriguez thought she was just experiencing allergies, but decided to go to the hospital when she got to her home near Phoenix. She revealed doctors thought she had been sprayed with something because her symptoms seemed to match. But days later, she said that her eyes were still hurting. It hurts. It hurts a lot to open my eyes. Rodriguez says she's resorted to using cold compress on her eyes. She has since revealed her vision has started to improve. But Rodriguez is not the only person who went to the rally and experienced symptoms afterwards. Another woman claimed her neck was on fire, while her siblings said the pain he experienced was unbearable. Others have claimed they experienced poor vision. Trump's team told the outlet they were investigating the case. Former Arizona congressional candidate Kathleen Wynne said she hoped no nefarious actors were at play. At the rally, Trump promised to end all taxes on overtime as he unveiled another economic proposal. That would be lit, by the way. I don't even like working overtime because they tax my overtime so much it's not even worth it. The people who work overtime are among the hardest working citizens in our country, he told his supporters. Trump has previously promised no tax on tips, a proposal his rival Kamala Harris is also championing. She has no ideas. She can only steal from me. He fumed in a True Social post. He also promised to protect Social Security, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we already know his policies. I know people think they're clever if they can say, name 3 Trump policies, as if the guy that reports on Trump every single week for the past 3 years can't tell you any Trump policies. Right. Good idea, guys. Okay. But hold on. So, Trump rally. 20 supporters come up with a burning sensation, stinging in the eyes. Does this remind you of something that we've talked about in the past? Does this remind you guys of anything that I've talked about in the past? Do you guys remember this? Do you guys remember the active denial system? I did a whole show about this like 2 years ago. Y'all remember? Is this thing bringing back some memories? The active denial system. Oh, it's real. It's not fake. It's 100% real. What is the active denial system? The active denial system is a crowd control directed energy weapon. Now, when you see this, you think, well, that's a big old truck with a dish. Somebody would have seen that, right? That couldn't possibly be it. It's too big. If this is what we know that we have, technology is 20 to 50 years more advanced than what we know. So it's very possible that there could be a more efficient, smaller, concentrated design of the ADS, the active denial system, a directed energy weapon aimed at Trump supporters. This is my theory. We're in the conspiracy corner. What are the symptoms? Well, let's read this from PHR physiciansforhumanrights.org. Let's find out about this and then let's read what the symptoms are. Spoiler alert. It's burning and it's irritation of the eyes and burning skin. Spoiler alert. That's what the symptoms of the ADS are. I know most of you work for just to give it right back to the tax. Yes, I know. Here we go. Directed energy weapons, also known by the brand name Active Denial System, are the new technology developed by the U.S. military. This technology delivers very high-frequency millimeter wavelength electromagnetic rays that heat the skin on contact, causing a painful burning sensation. These weapons have not been used on protesters to date, but are actively in development for military as well as crowd control purposes. And they are being marketed to law enforcement as well as military agencies. So this is a less than lethal crowd control measure. And there are videos of it. Here, let me. Now, the high concentration, the ones on the big truck, make the crowd scatter immediately. People can't stand it. If you had a smaller, more concentrated, directed version of it that isn't as powerful, then people may not even know that they're experiencing it while it's happening. But the symptoms are going to be burning of the eyes, irritation of the skin, itchiness, and burniness. So, history, the U.S. Air Force Research Laboratory and the U.S. Department of Defense Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Directorate initially funded and developed of an electromagnetic heating weapon by 2002. By 2004, private manufacturers such as Raytheon, those are the satellites with the freaking lasers on their freaking heads, were funded to continue research. The first prototype, ADS-1, underwent some testing and was deployed in Afghanistan in 2010, but was recalled a few months later and has never been used since then against enemy combatants in military setting. Yeah, but it's just used against our own people. Since 2011, the updated ADS-2 and the Silent Guardian, a smaller mobile device have been demonstrated on military personnel and volunteers. The Silent Guardian is marked directly to civilian law enforcement agencies and other security providers. Directed energy weapons project a focused beam of electromagnetic waves at high frequency and short wavelength, making them capable of penetrating superficial skin layers to cause pain and burning caused by ionizing radiation that can alter cellular structure. The electromagnetic beam is invisible and can travel distances of up to 1 kilometer. There are truck-mounted versions and newer, more transportable versions currently being considered by the military and potentially in the future by law enforcement. Health effects. There's little medical research about the health effects of directed energy weapons because of limited publicly available data about their military testing. However, the little data that is available points to some serious concerns. Testing on military volunteers identified several cases of skin burns, blisters, and prolonged pain, capable of penetrating about... By the way, I'm the only one saying this. I didn't hear this from nobody. This is an original. You're getting this right here. So when they say... And also, the media is burying this. Nobody's talking. Tim Pool talked about it for a few minutes with Matt Walsh. They said that they think maybe it's some biological weapon. I don't think so. I think it's freaking lasers. They got the freaking laser. Matthew! Yeah, I can't remember what the title of it was or what episode number it was. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If I go to, let's see, if I go to the studio, I should be able to search across your channel. Laser weapons. What did I name it? Laser? No. Huh. So I have the episode about the Hawaiian fires, and I talked about lasers in that one. That was episode 60. No, it was earlier than that. I think it's the one where I have the tinfoil hat on in the thumbnail. I can't remember what that was called, and I'd have to search through all my... Maybe in the after party we'll find it and watch it. But yeah, I talked about I did a whole episode on the active denial system a long time ago. This is the first thing that popped up into my head. Electromagnetic waves could potentially access skin past the dermal layer, which contains blood vessels, nerves, and glands. The skin on the eyelids, for instance, is 2 millimeters deep. Increased exposure times can produce skin burns and dermal damage. Areas of thin and delicate skin, such as on the face and the eyes, could be at more risk for injury. Although bro, when you're on, you're on. And I'm on. I got this one. I remember Popular Mechanics mentioning these weapons way back then, I think. I think I'm on to something here. Okay? If you hear anybody else talking about this in the next few days, just know that they're confirmed show watchers and they're stealing my ideas. Maybe Alex Jones has probably already said it. Maybe South Park did an episode about it. Maybe Simpsons did an episode about it. I don't know. Time to pop a top. Pop a top. Pop a dot. Let's see. Legality of use. They don't care about legality of use. It's the damn government. A little late. No, you did not miss the exploding pagers. But you're here just in time for even better. The freaking government using energy weapons on Trump supporters. Freaking governments with freaking lasers on their freaking heads. In addition, the state has the use of force must be minimized, targeted, proportional, and directed at de-escalating violence. The use of non-lethal incapacitating weapons must be carefully controlled. The deployment of non-lethal incapacitating weapons must occur in a manner that minimizes the risk of endangering uninvolved persons. Restraint must be shown in all use by force by law enforcement agents with a view to minimize injury and loss of life. In addition, the state has no obligation to ensure that assistance and medical aid are rendered to any injured or affected persons at the earliest possible moment. International human rights principles have been violated if the use of non-lethal incapacitated weapon is not adequately regulated, or if the weapons are used in an indiscriminate manner. So, I don't know. Look, there's a whole Wikipedia page about it. Afghanistan deployment demonstration. Do we have the video? Here, I showed this video a long time ago, but I'll pull up a video of them testing it. Now, the video is testing the big one that's truck mounted. We don't think we have any video of active denial system. I don't think we have any videos of the smaller versions because those are secret. Those are secret. By the way, I've never been suicidal. So if they get me for this one, you guys know it. Check this out.
Marines and several other DoD representatives had quite the heated demonstration at Quantico, Virginia from the Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Directorate.
This is a military area. Move away from the perimeter. I say again, this is a military area. Move away from the perimeter.
Their new active denial system boasts a reach far beyond any other non-lethal system.
Well, it's a versatile system, and it has a range of non-lethal capability that we can't even come close to with any of our fielded systems today that are in our military forces.
About 7 football fields to give it some perspective. It can deter individuals on a military perimeter all the way up to a riotous crowd, all without permanent harm.
It only penetrates 1/64 of an inch of your skin, goes very shallow into where your nerve receptors are, and there's no permanent injury caused by it. Very safe system. We've built in some safety margins and training for the operators.
They even let any of the guests volunteer to test out its effectiveness and safety, including the Assistant Commandant of the Marine Corps, Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, and Assistant Secretary of the Navy. Most described it as feeling like a hot oven or grill being opened up.
It is something that, once again, probably the safest system that we've developed as far as the non-lethal capability.
From Washington, I'm Sergeant Andrew Milner.
The active denial system, baby. Trump supporters, you've been denied. You've been denied. You go to a Trump rally, we don't want you at a Trump rally. Denied. So, there you go. There you go. I got it. We got one, boys. Think you can fool me. I know what an active denial system. I know a directed energy weapon when I see one. All right. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I really think, like, I knew just reading over that website that I put in here, I just grabbed that and threw it in here. And reading over it, I don't know. Now I'm even more sure. Burning and stinging of the eyes, huh? Exact same symptoms that and then instead of having a powerful one mounted on a truck that makes them scatter and run away, you do a more concentrated, less effective one that works over time, and you just keep it aimed at them. And then by the end of the thing, they feel sick and they feel like their skin's on fire. Prolonged symptoms. Sounds just like what they're talking about. I think we got it. You know, they got satellites and high altitude crafts using it. Right. It could be from a satellite, or it could be the smaller, more transportable mobile version. It's just an app. They got an app for that. Somebody in the audience could have it on their phone, and they just point it at the people standing up with Trump on the stage. This discourages Trump supporters from wanting to go to a rally. It's an attack on Trump supporters by our own government or by a damn Chinese spy. I don't know. I don't know who the person doing it is, but I think that's what happened. It's giant ants finally getting revenge on humans, bro. Could be that too, but I think it's more likely that it's a freaking laser. Okay, so America, people being attacked by lasers. Meanwhile, in Lebanon and Syria, we got exploding walkie-talkies and beepers. Exploding beepers and walkie-talkies. Freddie actually told me about this during the after party last week. And we looked into it a little bit. The beepers. The exploding beepers. Like Freddie thinks he's like on top of got his finger on the pulse of the news because he's like, this is gonna be a big story. No, duh, it's gonna be a big story. They got exploding freaking beepers. Exploding beepers, and then a couple days later, exploding walkie-talkies. Hezbollah thought they were going to be clever, and they were going to outsmart. These terrorists thought they were clever. They're like, oh, they can track our cell phones? We'll just use beepers and walkie-talkies. Well, Israel found out about that, and they intercepted the shipment, and they put a bunch of bombs in their freaking beepers and their walkie-talkies. When I was listening to Crowder do his reporting on this, and he said that there was some misreporting, and that originally it was from a factory in Taiwan, they said, but then later they said that it actually came from a factory in Budapest. But now that I'm reading it, everybody's saying Taiwan, so I'm not sure if they're coming from Taiwan or Budapest or where these things are coming from. But let's read about this. From AP, what to know about the 2 waves of deadly explosions that hit Lebanon and Syria. Just one day after pagers used by hundreds of members of the militant group Hezbollah exploded, more electronic devices detonated in Lebanon Wednesday in what appeared to be a second wave of sophisticated, deadly attacks that targeted an extraordinary number of people. Both attacks, which are widely believed to be carried out by Israel, have hiked fears that the two sides' simmering conflict could escalate into all-out war. It's already basically all-out war. This week's explosions have also deepened concerns about the scope of potentially compromised devices, particularly after such bombings have killed or injured so many citizens. Here's what we know so far. I don't think you need to worry about that. I don't think that I don't think your iPhone's gonna have a bomb in it. But who knows? No, don't Taiwan. No, don't Taiwan. Allegedly, Spider-Man can make something levitate? What? Actually, a guy made a fortress by himself with stones bigger than the pyramids, allegedly using frequency. He didn't use any tech. He didn't levitate the objects. We played that video and we talked about that in my Dinosaurs Built the Pyramids video. Which if you watch that video, you'll realize that I'm actually just saying that the pyramids weren't that complicated. It's just a pile of big rocks. And the only reason the dinosaur thing is in there is because people say that aliens built the pyramids and sound frequency things had to be used to move the rocks. That's all nonsense. There's a video of the guy that you're talking about, and he just used not even simple machines. No simple machines. No levers, no pulleys. Just gravity. He just used gravity and digging holes and digging trenches and got these giant stones into place. But I don't know if you're talking about something different, but the video I'm talking about, he didn't have any levitation device. He just used gravity to move the rocks. Like they moved with the wind. Oh, I don't know. I think we're talking about something different. But the video that I showed years ago is he's got these big pillars and he's putting pillars into the ground by using like buckets of water and yeah, basically you dig a hole, you make a pivot point, and it falls in. But how was it cut from the quarry and moved, bro? Oh, well, we talked about that. You should go watch my Dinosaurs Help Build the Pyramids video. I talk about all that. It's not that hard to cut a stone. All you need is a friggin' mallet and a chisel. There's little Guatemalan guys doing it all day in quarries. They just go tink, 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 and it shears right down the middle. It looks like it was cut by a laser, perfectly cut slabs. And this is sandstone or limestone that we're talking about, which is a very soft rock. You just make a bunch of contact points, and then you hit it, and it breaks. Perfectly square. They've been doing it for centuries. For thousands of years, they've been doing it. It's not that complicated. You don't need a freaking laser to cut a piece of limestone. And you don't need aliens to move them. It's not that difficult. All you need is 1 million slaves and maybe a dinosaur with a harness. It's not to pile up a bunch of rocks. It is doing granite, bro. It's not soft. I've worked with granite. I made granite countertops for years. It still works. A little more difficult. But most of the pyramids are not granite. Some of the pyramids are granite, but most of the pyramid is just limestone. This one guy has a door that weighs 9 tons that is perfectly level to push with your pinky to open. Huh. Anyway, back to the exploding pagers. I think this is pretty epic. Good play, Israel. Israel's out here playing 5D chess. Israel's out here getting it done. Targeted attacks. Something like 23, something like 2,300 people were injured, but only 12 people were killed. I don't know. If any bystanders or children were hurt, that's not good. But I don't know when we decided that civilian casualties were not a part of war. I guess just this war, now all of a sudden it's a genocide if a civilian gets hurt in a war. Stalin said that wars are won through the civilians. How do you think that the soldiers get their food? How do you think the soldiers get all of their supplies? From the civilians. So civilian casualties in war are a part of war. It always happens. It's not a genocide. It's gonna happen. So a lot of wars in wars they use the civilians to try to like defend themselves, and the civilians are what keep the war running. Remember when that's when why all the women went to work, because the men were away at war. So we put all the women to work in America. So the women in America who are providing the food for the soldiers and the weapons on the factory lines, they're part of the war. The civilians are part of the war. Anyway, I think this is a gangster move. You know, you think you're clever. Also, who's using a freaking beeper in 2024? If something suspect about that, if you got a beeper in 2024 or a walkie-talkie in 2024, something's wrong. There's a problem there. Maybe that's why you guys got blown up. Plus, you're terrorists, so I don't care. I could care less. Listen, I say we put bombs in all their pagers. Sorry you forget to hit like. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're not going to forgive you. Matthew! We're doing Oprah all day today. Every time somebody new comes in the chat. Chris Lestray! Up! Lord Spike Protein! Doctors use them? Doctors use them. What was I just talking about? Pagers? Oh, paging doctor. Boom! No. Yeah, those doctors need to stop using pagers. I want a walkie-talkie. I have walkie-talkies. They're great. Now, if only I had night vision goggles, Imagine how fun it would be if we had these when we were kids. Even better, we got them when we're adults. Beepers. 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 An American official who spoke on the condition of anonymity said Israel briefed the U.S. on the operation where small amounts of explosives hidden in the pages were detonated. The Lebanese government and Iran-backed Hezbollah also blamed Israel for the deadly explosions. The Israeli military, which has a long history of sophisticated operations behind enemy lines, declined to comment. A day after these deadly explosions, more detonations triggered in Beirut and parts of Lebanon on Wednesday, including several blasts heard at a funeral in Beirut for 3 Hezbollah members and a child killed by Tuesday's explosions. So that, sad that a child died, but civilian casualties are part of war. According to the Associated Press journalists at the scene, at least 25 people were killed, more than 600 were wounded. See, I heard a much higher number. I heard I thought I heard 1,100 wounded. Well, after the first attack, but now they're only saying 600 wounded. When speaking to troops on Wednesday, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant made no mention of the explosion of Also, they said that they sent a message out, so it beeps, beep, 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 and then they waited a second. So the idea is you pick it up, you check your pager, and maybe they put a little message on it. Have a nice day. Boom! Blows your face off. It either blows your face off or it blows your waist off. I did have walkie-talkies as a kid. They were really fun. Yeah, but you had to have the good ones. Because, if you had, the Walmart, SpongeBob walkie-talkies or, the one that were, decorative and they, were made for kids, those things sucked. Those things sucked. And if you had baby monitors, they would, interfere, or if your neighbor had a baby monitor, it would pick up on you could spy on your neighbor. We used to do that. We'd walk around and we tried to get interference signals and we'd spy on our neighbors with our walkie-talkies. Sometimes you could pick up on people's telephone conversations. When they first started having wireless phones, if you had walkie-talkies, you could pick up on somebody's freaking phone conversation. We were like dang Chinese spies out here when I was a kid. But you had to have the good ones. You had to have the ones that were in the camping section that were $100. If you had them $10 SpongeBob walkie-talkies, them things suck. They only work 10 feet away. I'm better off having 2 cans and a string. 2 cups and a string. Better off than these dang SpongeBob walkie-talkies. The message said, "Hey, bro, sorry to blow up your phone." Oh, you had the good ones? You had the adult ones? Nice. You get a walkie-talkie. You get a walkie-talkie. You get a walkie-talkie. Let's see this video. A little video action. This is News Nation. News Nation. This is News Nation. I don't really care about the reporting because I'll do the reporting, but this has a little collage of videos. That's loud.
If you haven't heard about this, just pay attention for a second. Israel blew up 2,800 Hezbollah terrorists today. You can see
2,800. That's the number I first heard. But now I'm reading 600. 2,800 pagers blown up. Only 600 people injured. And only 25 people killed. After the first attack, there were only 11 people killed. 28 pages, 11 people killed. So, and when we see the videos here, they're not it wasn't like a freaking grenade went off in a grocery store. It was like you had an M80 in your pocket or something.
some of the video by selling the Iranian-backed group pagers with explosives hidden inside. Nice. It all started when Israel killed Hezbollah's number 2 by allegedly hacking his cell phone and then sending a missile through his apartment window. So the group, Hezbollah, wanted a more secure, untraceable way to communicate with its foot soldiers.
See, he's hurt, but he's not missing his legs. It didn't blow off his legs. Speaking of that, I listened to Harlan Williams' video last night. That guy is so funny. I don't know why I'd never listened to Harlan Williams more, but he's so funny. He's got this bit. He was doing an improv show, and he's like, you know, my sister, she's in the hospital right now. She got ran over by our thrasher. A thrasher is like a farm combine, farm equipment that's made for like harvesting grain. It's like she got caught in the thrasher, chopped her legs right off. And she was a soccer player. So she was running and it cut her legs off and her legs just kept running. This is pretty funny. Someone, but what about collateral damage? You mean bonus points? Exactly. Exactly. This is probably a cover story. They're probably detonating people's phones. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen pictures of walkie-talkie. They said that they were using low tech because Mossad was tracking their phones. Like they have, if they use high tech stuff, that they'll track the phones, and that makes sense to me. They think they're clever. They're like, we will get the beeper. We will get the beeper in the walkie-talkie. Allahu Akbar! Boom!
And some of its leadership. So it got everybody pagers. These pagers use a VHS spectrum. It's an old-fashioned technology. Feel free to explain to your kids and grandkids right now what a pager is. But basically, they have a much stronger connection to operate in power outages, which was going to be good for Hezbollah.
See, he's still got both of his legs. He's not like, he didn't get caught in a thrasher.
If there was a war. Here's one of the guys who got paged. But not many folks still sell pagers, and the Israelis were only too happy to oblige. With us now, Tracy Walder, News Nation national security contributor.
So I think the story we're going with now is that Taiwan did it.
Wildly special.
Watch this dude. Boom!
I absolutely agree. And I think one of the reasons this probably captivated everyone's attention is, I think, first of all, the precision, right? The fact that it was directed directly at these Hezbollah members. I also think the fact that it was a remote detonation that did this, I think that obviously kind of captivates people, you know, and I think.
Captivating. It was very captivating. All right. They just keep showing the same videos. Let's watch this, how it happened. This is from AI Telly. AI Telly. AI Telly.
They ordered around 5,000 pagers from Taiwan, a country.
Only thing worse than an AI Telly is a dang TNT beeper.
Known for producing about 90% of the world's most advanced semiconductors. These pagers were destined for Lebanon.
Beep, beep, bump, bump. What is this, Stranger Things?
However, what makes this story particularly intriguing is what allegedly happened during the shipment process. At some point along the way, a spy agency is believed to have intercepted the shipment and
Mossad
tampered with the pagers. They discreetly altered the internal components, replacing one of the two identical batteries with a hidden explosive device.
Nice.
This modification was done so subtly that it went unnoticed. Once the changes were made, the altered pagers were quietly sent back to Hezbollah as if nothing had happened.
Battery low. Boom!
To help you understand better about the explosive pager, let's take a look at how it works. At its core, the battery powers the entire device. This is the speaker and emits audio alerts to notify the user.
It's the terrorist's own fault for downloading the self-destruct app. This message will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3. Yeah, maybe they shouldn't have been working for freaking the 00 agency. Or MI6, Mission Impossible. This is some Mission Impossible stuff. Were these guys like Mission Impossible agents?
User of incoming messages. The motor adds a physical vibration alert, making the pager effective in
Ooh, I like that.
Silent mode.
First it vibrates. First comes the vibration, then comes the explosion. Sounds like an ad for some P. Diddy pleasure toys.
The radio antenna coil receives wireless signals like VHS, and the microprocessor converts these signals into readable messages. In short, these are often low-tech and difficult to track.
If you live within 30 miles...
Get out of here! Yeah, I got a private jet. Shut up, dude.
Pager, you'll notice these components working together, particularly the batteries which power the device. Now, let's consider a hypothetical scenario. Imagine you're looking at two identical batteries inside the pager. Although this is speculative, if it were part of a spy agency, we might consider disguising one of the two identical batteries for a different purpose. One battery would provide the necessary power for the device, while the other could potentially serve as an explosive cleverly concealed within the pager. To expand on this theory, an alkaline AA battery weighs approximately 23 grams. Interestingly, reports in the news have mentioned that an explosive weighing about 20 grams was detonated. This similarity in weight lends some plausibility to the idea that a battery could be used as a disguised explosive device. We believe there was a timer for triggering this explosive that can disable or unalive an adult if placed at the correct time.
Unalive? This is not TikTok. I hate TikTok language. Dude, TikTok is like really frying people. This is why China is not going to send us bombs in our phones, because they already send TikTok preloaded on your phone. This is why wars aren't going to be fought, except for in third world countries and desert lands. In developed countries, wars are already being fought. China is already taking over America without firing a shot through TikTok and things like that. They're just destroying our children, killing everybody's mind. Speaking of that, we'll talk about, in the after party, we'll talk a little bit about Coco Melon. Sunny V2 did a interesting video about Coco Melon. They say it's the most dangerous show on the internet. Kids are getting addicted to Coco Melon, and it's making everybody a retard. And TikTok, everybody's freaking computer brained, and if you don't have cuts every 2 seconds, people have no attention span. But yeah, Coco Melon is for kids, and all these kids are like, they can't talk, they can't read, they can't do anything. They're like 12 years old, and they're just learning how to do their ABCs because of Coco Melon.
Since 2000, 750 were injured, which cannot be a coincidence. In one instance, a pager explosion occurred at a grocery store when a small handheld device, seemingly just another pager, was carried by a possible Hezbollah operative. It unexpectedly detonated, causing injury.
Possible Hezbollah operative? I mean, how did he get the exploding pager if he wasn't a Hezbollah operative? Nobody else has pagers, bruh.
Injuries to the user. The explosion, though localized, inflicted harm and sowed fear among those present.
No, Coco Melon is not like Sonichu. Two totally different things.
This raises the question, why did Hezbollah begin using pagers instead of simple mobile phones? Well, it all started with the Farid Shikr bombings, better explained in the video ahead, after the October 7 attack and the Druze football field missile incident. The Israeli spy agency started planning the assassination of Fuad Shukr. They did this by...
Are you not supposed to say Mossad on YouTube? Because I've already said it like 3 times. Maybe you're not supposed to say it. Could be one of those buzzwords.
Hacking into the mobile network of the Hezbollah military commanders. Let's delve into the details of how this assassination unfolded.
Paw Patrol has a trans
Lebanon
character.
serves as a stronghold for Hezbollah, where Fuad Shukr resided in a fortified 7-story building. This building was not only his home, but also served as a base of operations, with his office strategically located on the 2nd floor, allowing him to oversee and coordinate critical military activity.
Okay, we can't watch all of this. This is 10 minutes long. I'm playing it at 1.25. We gotta keep it moving. Keep it moving. I need to turn my air on before we go much farther here. It's getting hot. Don't say words. 1984. Matthew, are you just coincidentally bringing up 1984? Because I just finished 1984, and I'm actually working on a video. I'm going to do a video book report on 1984, and it's going to be titled O'Brien is the Hero of 1984. Maybe you heard me and John talking about it last week. But here's the spoiler. Here's the sneak peek for you guys. Video coming soon. Well, I gotta write. I want to do it good. I want to like put it together good and have like cuts and stuff and have it scripted and really like put a good like 15-minute video together reviewing 1984. But the key theme of it is going to be Winston and Julia are degenerate liberals, and O'Brien was the based hero. O'Brien's actually the hero of 1984. Coming soon. No, I just heard you saying don't say Mossad. Oh, okay. What's up, Stepfire? Yeah, I'm working on that. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. O'Brien is the hero of 1984. Winston and Julia represent sexual revolutionary liberal degenerates, and O'Brien was based. Okay. Let's finish this. I want to watch this video. I haven't watched this yet. This is a they're going to show me an ad, I bet.
A Chewy or
Let the ad play. This is a video of explosive experts showing damage of pager bomb. So they got a freaking crash dummy here with a exploding walkie-talkie tape to it, and they're going to show us the effects of what this looks like. Even though we've already seen videos of it happening to real people, let's see what it looks like on a crash test dummy or a ballistic test dummy. Boom! Hold on. We're not ready yet. Let's go. Okay, let's go to this. This is from CNN. Commie News Network. Boom! Damn! That dummy took a lot more damage than those terrorists took. That thing lost its whole torso.
Explosives packed into a pager can have a detonation this big. If this is a person, what happens to the person?
It's going to be catastrophic. What just
Yeah.
here to the
Yeah, his whole freaking midsection is missing. Should have done more crunches. Should have done more ab workouts. Don't skip ab day if you're a terrorist.
The impact shown on a mannequin it was clipped to.
could be fatal over time, bleeding out, things of that nature.
And apparently there were some people who had serious facial and eye injuries. Could this blind you forever?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I'd be less concerned with the blindness, considering my whole midsection is gone.
Is a larger device with more room to hold explosives.
Oh, you guys can't hear it,
inside,
huh?
more
It's really
material
quiet.
to be sent flying, and it's often
Oh
held
no!
close to the face.
Oh no! This guy's got the walkie-talkie by his face, by his ear. He's about to be no more walkie-talkie. You're not going to be walking or talking after this. Boom!
This
Damn!
one caused even more damage. Debris strewn widely. Pieces of twisted metal launched.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I'll take the beeper midsection damage over the freaking walkie-talkie to the face any day.
As far as 100 yards and severe injury to the mannequin.
It would be devastating if it were in your
Severe injury to the mannequin. That mannequin looks injured.
hand or close to your head.
The whole top half is missing. Severe injury to the mannequin. The whole top half is missing. Okay, enough of that. Yeah, so beepers first, then walkie-talkies. BBC says we don't know if our phones are safe. So this is for answering your question, Amanda. I think this is fear-mongering. I don't think that we have to worry about China sending us freaking exploding iPhones. I don't think that's going to happen. Just as crowds had gathered to mourn some of those killed in Tuesday's wave of pager bombs, so they hit up the damn funeral. While they were at the funeral, an explosion sparked chaos in Dahiya, Hezbollah's stronghold in southern Beirut. In the surrounding area, there was a bedlam as the sound of explosions echoed through the streets. The chant stopped. Those gathered looked at each other, some incredulous. Reports spread that this was part of the second wave of explosions, now targeting walkie-talkies. No electronic equipment was considered safe. Hezbollah supporters stopped our team several times, demanding we did not use our phones or our camera. They're not targeting the media, bruh. They're targeting you terrorists. One of our producers received a message from a friend who said she had changed her Lebanese SIM card to an international number, concerned that her phone could explode too. Do you think it's in the SIM card? You're just going to change the SIM card? Many people here and across the country are inevitably wondering what will come next. Some even say they do not know if it is safe to walk next to other people and are changing their plans. Well, maybe just stay away from terrorists. How about that? How about that? Seems pretty simple. I'll send my new phone to you, Josh, to test it out. I'll do it. I'm down. I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. Confusion was made worse by rumors that spread on social media. One of them suggested that even solar panels were blowing up. A state panic overwhelmed. Do I have that story actually for rapid fire? Apparently, they're working on the biggest, most expensive solar panel project ever in the U.S. right now. There's going to be like, they're making like huge domes over the road. I don't know. I don't think I have the story. Maybe we'll find it in rapid fire. But anyway, solar panels. Solar panels. They're saying solar. That's what they say. I don't know. Yeah, I'll test your phone out. I don't care. Attack killed 25 people. Country was still shocked and angered at what happened the day before when thousands of pages exploded in a synchronized attack after users received a message they had believed to have come from Hezbollah. Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Boom. 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 What do you mean boom? Devices detonated as people were in shops or with their families at home, killing 12, including an 8-year-old girl. You know, sad. You know, sad that little girl died, but civilian casualties, part of war. 11-year-old boy, 2,800 others were wounded, with hundreds needing surgeries. Let's see. CNN, walkie-talkies explode in Lebanon a day after deadly attack. So first it was the beepers, then it was the walkie-talkies. No more walkie, no more talkie. This video is the grocery store one. We've already seen this. We're not going to watch that. We've played that before. But this is a video of Taiwan police entering the facility of the company that made the pagers that exploded in Lebanon. This is from 11 Alive on YouTube. This is video from Taiwan. You know, I'm going to let this play. It's only a minute long. I got to turn my air off. So 3 seconds. Oh, and I got something cool to show you guys.
那我可不可以挂你的厂牌？
棒棒棒，该当然哦。
给你，里面的配，就是说我挂一个 break 是多少钱？那我想说你都有跟我买其他的产品，那你
Okay, I don't speak Taiwanese, so but anyway. So I don't know. I heard Beirut or Budapest, Budapest. Crowder said Budapest. Most of the media is reporting that it came from Taiwan. Who knows? But I don't think we have to worry about our phones being blown up. But so that's that. And then breaking news from today. Israel did an airstrike on Lebanon that killed at least 492 people. So I guess the airstrike is way more effective than the and less targeted, I guess, than the pagers. I am fast. But before we move on, that's it for the main story news. Check this out. I promise. I promise I'm not a dumpster diver, guys. I am not a dumpster diver. But the other day, Tuesday, after I did the show, I went to the gas station to get a snacky snack in Walk Echo. And there's an apartment complex. And I see this sticking up out of the dumpster. It says smoking. It's upside down. But it's a freaking snowboard. It's a freaking snowboard. with boots. I don't know. I haven't tried these on. I don't know if they fit me. I got my new skateboard too. I got my new deck. It's not this one. This is the broken one that I broke on stream that one night. But I got my new deck. But I found this in a freaking dumpster. And the boots. Let's try the boots on. There's no bindings. I think that there's like, I've never been snowboarding, but I've always wanted to do it. I think you need the boots. Then you need like there's like a base plate with bindings that you snap the boots into. So that's the only part I need. But I might need new boots because I don't know what size these are. It doesn't say what size they are. I don't think these things are gonna fit. Ow! I'm not gonna be able to get my foot out of here if I get it in here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get my foot out if I put it all the way in. It's almost all the way in. Hold on. Oh, wait, here we go. If I pull the tongue out a little bit. Oh. Okay. They fit. But my toe just barely fits in there. My toe is on the front. They fit, but like my toe is literally pushing against the front wall. They're probably size, I don't know. They might be size 11s and they just run small because I wear 11s or 12s depending on what what company it is. Like I wear like 11s in Vans, but 12s in Nikes. Those are probably like 10s. So they fit, but they're very tight, which if you're snowboarding, I'm sure that would be uncomfortable after a little while. But still, if it's free, it's for me. I found it in a dumpster. I think somebody got evicted from this apartment complex because there's furniture. I didn't go digging through the dumpster, but I probably should have because there might have been other good stuff in there. But I just saw that sticking out and I was like, "Ooh, I'm grabbing that." I pulled it out and then I see the boots. I was like, "Score!" What the fuck? What kind of trucks, wheels, and bearings do you use? Spitfire wheels, Venture trucks. Currently, the bearings I have are from like 1995. I don't know what they are. They suck. I need new bearings, but I got a new deck. It's just a CCS blank deck. But I got some cool grip tape. I'll show you in the after party. Let's move on. Let's do memes, reels, and rapid fire. I don't know what time it is. I'm busting out some old memes that I've had in my phone for like 3 years. All right, you guys ready? It's time for the memes. Meme time. Hold on. Okay. First off, Pokemon meme. Ekans. This is Ekans, and this is Arbok. Ekans is snake spelled backwards. Arbok is cobra spelled backwards. And this is Muck. Muck spelled backwards. What is Muck? Beta. Okay, next. The unholy non-longus. If we're ever gonna reform the United States, I might have done this one actually, and just saved it because I really liked it. This is the unholy non-longus, the Great Empire of Long Florida. We got Florida. We got Miami, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Pensacola. And then we keep it going. We have Alligatorton, New Tampa. This is French Florida. We take over the bottom part of Louisiana. We got French Florida. Smoothie Bar, Margaritaville, Sam Buffet, Corpus Jimmy. We got Yeehaw, Florida. A little bit of Texas, a little bit of Louisiana. And then we get down to Mexican Florida. We got Tuyad, Jimmyville, Seashell Palace, Coconut Cruz. And then we have Mexican Florida too, the Electric Boogaloo. New Orlando and Gatorville and Campervan. This would be the epic empire of Florida. Long Florida. Eternal Emperor, Jimmy Buffett. Assistant Emperor is the Florida Man. That's me. GDP is 1 trillion Buffett bucks. Population is 1 billion. The government is the Internal Empire. Nice. And Tampa is the national capital of the country. Let's go. T-Town, stay down. Muck. If you're from Florida,
It's a man, baby.
nice. Next. All right, we have this guy here. It says, never made it as a wise man. Couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Kurt Cobain, 2008. Wait a second. That's not Kurt Cobain. Wait a second. That's not a line from a Kurt Cobain song. That's Nickelback. And that's David Spade. What? This meme is totally messed up. This is some Chinese AI meme. Next. How to protect your home in a zombie apocalypse. Surrounded by treadmills. The zombies will never get in. Next. 1960s America. I think we've done this one before. Yeah, I think we've done this one before. Years ago. 1960s house. 1970s family and house. 1980s, we're starting to get, houses are getting a little smaller. Families getting a little weirder. 1990s, less children. Now the family lives in an apartment. 2010s, it's a mom and a dad with a dog, and it says apartment for rent. 2020, it's a blue-haired androgynous person. A guy's crying at McDonald's, a cat, and it says roommate wanted. Polygamous partner, polyamorous couple, gender unconfirmed. Next. I'm going to start doing this on every outlet in my house. Hey, man, what's up? Yeah. Eiffel Tower.
Merry Christmas, Happy Schwanza, Happy Hanukkah.
Are these the memes? Oh, yes. It's meme time, Christ Conquers. Next. Booby trap spelled backwards is party boob. Do you guys know booby trap spelled backwards is party boob? That's right. Where's my sound effect? Come on. Booby trap spelled backwards is party boob. Nice. Toyota, Hulk Hogan. Toyota, Hulk Hogan. Toyota, Hulk Hogan. Toyota, Hulk Hogan.
It's a man, baby.
That's right. Next, double mustache Hulk. Being vegan isn't that bad. You can eat nail clippers and pencils and mustard and ketchup and corn and coins. Being vegan isn't that bad.
Beta.
Next. Science fact, a dog gets more factual information from sniffing another dog's butt than a human does from watching CNN. Next. This is so true right here. So this slut has a shit post, pile of poop emoji, wears some slutty clothes, dyes her hair blue, and she gets 600 likes. And then this normal girl does an amazing piece of artwork and only gets 15 likes. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Garbage gets all the attention. The artists get nothing. Next. Diddy did it. Diddy did it. A new Netflix documentary. Oh my God, he's swimming in baby oil. Lube. Look at the reflection. Oh my God, his eyes are open in the reflection. Oh my God, he killed Tupac. He killed Tupac. Oh, Diddy murdered a guy. Greatest carpenter bee chap. Greetings. I always wondered if vegans are the ones who started eating boogers first. It's a calorie. Gross. Next. See you later, alligator. At your trial, pedophile. Oh, no. Oh, no. Pennies taste funny, though. Dirk Cospada. What's that? What does that mean? And in 2008, Kurt was already dead. So that meme was filled with race car. So backwards is race car. Yeah, it's a palindrome. Is that a palindrome? It's not an onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is a sound word. It's a palindrome, right? I think the biggest palindrome. Oh, I forget it. It's like there's like a whole sentence. Anyway, next. If you put woman's hair on Mike Myers, you get Mariah Carey. Wow. I've never noticed that, but it's very true. Happy Halloween, guys. It's Halloween time. One of my favorite times of the year. I got to get a mask and some decor. We need a mask and some decor for Halloween time. We always do our spooky Halloween show. So send me any spooky stories on the Discord. Any real life spooky stories that you may have had, or any crazy ghost stories. We always do a spooky Halloween episode. So I think one year we did a scary movie tier list, and I went through like 500 scary movies, and I put them all on a tier list. And I might have it saved somewhere. I don't remember where. I posted it somewhere. I posted it on Facebook, I think. But I might have it somewhere in my computer. But we did like every scary movie ever made, and we put it on a tier list. Fact check true, Mariah Myers. So let me know if you got any spooky stories you want me to talk about this year. By the way, Halloween is not pagan. Halloween is a Christian holiday. So, oh yeah, you haven't been here for a year yet, have you, Mary Thomas? We've done 2 Halloween shows, and we always do spooky stories. We'll talk about why Halloween is actually, of all the holidays, Halloween is probably the most directly Christian one. So get ready. It's that time of the year. We got to debunk the lie that Halloween is pagan and that Christmas is pagan. Just like we do every year. They're not. Those are Christian holidays. Anyway, let's keep it rolling. Next. Insidious. From the makers of Paranormal Activity and Saw. Insidious. Poor Diddy. Next. Another Diddy one. Diddy's on a bike. 50 Cent says, you know there ain't no seat on that bike, right? Dang, Diddy, you ain't got no seat on your bike?
Beta!
Next. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Wrong answers only. Somebody replied, Malaysian Airlines Flight 103. I thought it was Flight 307. You know, they actually found it fairly recently. Or at least I read a story about that. I was going to report on it, and I think I forgot. It might be saved actually in my extra stuff folder. Not sure when my first show was. But apparently they found that Malaysian flight. But then Alex Stein had this guy on that was showing video of the Malaysian flight, and there were like these orbs flying around it. I did a short. Maybe I did talk about this because I remember I showed the short. But they're like these orbs, and then the plane flashed out of existence. But then I heard that they found it. But maybe they didn't find it. Maybe they just said that they found it to cover up the fact that it was actually freaking military testing of new anti-gravity teleportation technology. How about that? What do you think about that? Next. From the spam brand, can you guys stop reporting our tweets for spam? All right. It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate then. Dang. Spam. Fun story. I've told this story before because it's one of the best stories ever. I've been to the spam museum where spam originated. It's in Minnesota. I think it's in Mankato, Minnesota. It's somewhere in Minnesota. In some random podunk ass country town. They have a spam museum. When I did door-to-door sales, we got dropped off in this neighborhood, and there was only me and I think it was me and Courtney. She died of an overdose last year. She did, but I think it was me and Courtney got dropped off in this podunk ass town in Minnesota, and we had like 11 doors to knock for an hour and a half. We knocked the doors, got like one sale, and then we're like, what do we do now? What's that over there? And we got closer, and it was this crazy, like a very dull, drab, cornfield type country town, dirt roads. And then out of the blue, there's this bright blue and red building, or blue and yellow building. And it's big, and it's blue and yellow. We're like, what the heck is that? And we get closer, and we see it's the Spam Museum. And we're like, what is this? And we go inside, come to find out that town is where spam originated, and they have a spam museum there. So we went on a tour, a guided tour of the spam museum. You get a free little mini can of spam, and it was pretty cool. We get to see how spam was made. We learned the history of spam, all these spam artifacts. True story. Crazy. So if you're ever in, I think it was Mankato, Minnesota, or somewhere. Wasn't it in Minnesota? Maybe it was Wisconsin. I don't remember where the hell it was. Hold on, let me Google it. Where's the Spam Museum? I can't remember. Minnesota. Austin, Minnesota. Check this out. This is the Spam Museum. I've been here. See? The Spam Museum. And this guy with his pigs. See, it's like pig farm area. All around this area, there's like a little town, but all around it, the rest of the area is like farmland. The flying pig. Look at the Spam Museum, guys. I've been there. Have you ever been to the Spam Museum? No, because you're lame. So, just FYI. Look, they got a spam chopper, custom built spam chopper. You get a little spam pack when you go there. They got these conveyor belts with all different flavors of spam up in the top. Bro, you haven't lived, you know? You haven't lived until you hit up the Spam Museum. I don't like canned things, though. Hamper is the worst. What's hamper? Amazon, you can buy it cheap by the case? Really? JS Spam Adventures. JS Urban Spam Ventures. Maple spam with pancakes. Ooh, that does sound good. How, you know, spam is actually a valid ingredient for a carnivore diet. Like spam and Vienna sausages and bologna and hot dogs. If you're broke, when I was starting the carnivore diet, I was like, yeah, but I'm broke. I can't afford to buy freaking delicious steak all the time. Is it okay if I buy like cheap stuff? And in my research, they said, yeah, it's fine to eat spam and bologna and hot dogs and Vienna sausages. So, like, that's my snacks. But spam is expensive now, too. Thanks, Biden. Bidenomics. Even the spam is expensive. But you're saying I can get, like, a big old thing of spam on Amazon for cheap? I might have to check that out. I do like Vienna sausage. I got some Vienna sausages right now up in the cupboard, boy. Shoot. Vienna sausages is like spam in a tube form. Okay, enough about... Yeah, spam does cost a lot, right, Amanda? That's Bidenomics. That's Bidenomics. They don't want us eating healthy. You know? Anyway, enough about spam. Next, let's move on. If you have hair like this, shut the fuck up. Wait a second. Wait a second. Stubborn One. Stubborn One sent me this meme. What are you trying to say? What are you talking about? Hold on a second. This guy looks kind of like me. If you have hair like this, shut the fuck up. Damn, I feel personally attacked. Man, if you have hair like this...
It's a man, baby!
Asshole. Next. Female referee throws flag. Coach, for what? Nothing, it's fine. I don't want to talk about it.
Beta! Merry Christmas, Happy Schwanza, Happy Hanukkah.
Next. Government, tobacco is dangerous. You need to be 21 to buy it. Also, government, sending military recruiters to high schools. Hi, kids. Do you like violence? Want to go fight Hezbollah and lose all of your eyelids? Bro, there's a spam emoji? I didn't know there was a spam emoji. The hairstyle is popular in England and Holland. Uh-oh. I don't like anything that comes from England. I'm going to have to shave my head bald. I can't ever make you guys happy. You know? God. Next. How did you know to question their health advice? It all started when I got a ticket for no seatbelt from a guy on a motorcycle. Yeah, if I ever got in a... if you ever get in a debate about somebody about why seatbelts are stupid, just be like, what do you think about motorcycles? You can get them to say, yeah, I ride a motorcycle. Oh, but seatbelts are stupid. Seatbelts are unsafe. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Next. My dog ate my homework, and then an immigrant ate my dog. Oh, damn. These damn Haitians are eating all the pets. Next. I didn't steal your meme. I discovered it. I didn't steal your meme. I discovered it.
It's a man, baby!
Next. What do I do next? Just remember what they taught you in college. How to chop off my body parts and not know the difference between a man and a woman? Oh.
Beta!
Yep. Next. Dear racists, you eat birds too. Racists are furious over migrants grilling seagulls and geese. Newsflash, most Americans eat birds. Ever heard of chicken? And then this guy says, checkmate. I don't eat cats, though. Checkmate, Haitians.
Merry Christmas, Happy Schwanza, Happy Hanukkah.
Who in history is looked up to as a hero, but is actually a terrible person? Apparently, Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife so much it drove her to suicide. One wife, two wife, dead wife, new wife.
It's a man, baby.
Next. The Flat Death Star Society. The Flat Death Star Society says, where is the curve? Where's the curve? The Death Star is flat. Death Star is flat, guys. In case you didn't know. Next. What's chat saying? Jay, it's time to frost your tips and go 90s, full 90s boy band. Yeah. We're going too far with the flat knees. Hop on pop. Hop on pop. I love Dr. Seuss, by the way. One of my favorite authors. I wanted to, when they started banning his books, I wanted to buy like all of them. They'd probably be worth a lot of money now. My favorite is the Lorax. Even though I later come to realize that it's like a green energy, like climate change type of propaganda book, which I didn't realize when I was a kid. I just thought it was a cool story. But now I see that it was kind of lame, but F them trees. We're not worried about no trees. He had a walk it in his pocket. A walk it in his pocket. This guy says, stop giving me your toughest battles, Jesus. Jesus, stop giving me your toughest battles. Jesus says, the enemies I gave you are fat, retarded, infertile demon worshippers that make no attempt to hide their true nature or deceive you, and all you have to do is oppose them. Like, not even physically attack them. Just ridicule them, and they'll be humiliated. I do not know how to give you any easier battles. Damn, Jesus. Hey, Jesus, calm down, Jesus. Next. The media forgot about Biden so fast, you'd think he was a Maui fire or an Ohio train derailment. Or a Trump assassination attempt. I added that myself. Yeah, dang, media, what's going on? Next. Knock, knock. Hold on, we gotta do the Kamala witch voice. Knock, knock. Who's there, my pretty? Owen. Owen who? Owen 2. Haha. Got her. Nice. Owen 2.
It's a man, baby.
This is actually a recycled meme. This was the first time I saw this was from the impeachment trials. After the second impeachment trial, I saw this one. But it was Nancy Pelosi. And now it's Kamala trying to get this boy got. He's trying to get this boy got. Next. Now, do you MAGAs agree it should? Now, do you maggots agree it should be illegal to own assault weapons? It was illegal for Roth to own a firearm. He's a felon. Oh, sorry about that, liberals. Sorry about that, liberals. Criminals buy a gun still. The Jesus meme is 100% fact. Yeah. The one with the star-bellied sneeches is deep. Oh, yeah, the sneeches. Difficult part is overcoming those things within yourself. Yeah, I don't have that problem. I don't have that problem. It's not that difficult. Only thing I got to overcome is damn cigarettes. Speaking of, now I want a cigarette. Next. White dudes for Harris. White dudes for Harris.
Beta! Merry Christmas, Happy Schwanza, Happy Hanukkah.
Shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. Next. Democrats accuse Trump of inciting further violence by not dying. Thanks, Babylon Beat. And that's it. That's it for the memes. Wrong sound effect. I have like a hair in my throat. Berta. All right. Let's do memes, reels, and rapid fire news. We got some Kamala news in the rapid fire news. We've got a lot of Elon news, and then we've got a couple random stories, and we got a couple funny reels to watch to break up the monotony of the news. We have the memes and we have the reels. Just a couple funny reels. Some short ones this week. All right. Let's go watch some of these funny reels, and then we'll get into rapid fire news. Not a whole lot. Check this out. Skills beyond measure. This guy's like Ultra Instinct Goku right here.
You bless no.
Bro, this dude's Ultra Instinct Goku. This guy's like Jiren. He's freaking throwing punches so fast that the wind is like hurting this other guy.
You bless no.
Oh, got him. My boy fell dropped like a sack of rocks. You got from 5 feet away. Let's go. What else we got?
Saying, I'm white.
Say you're white without saying you're white. Dad walks in with a gallon of milk.
Back with the milk.
Back with the milk.
Hey, buddy, Dad's home. How was school today?
You mother... that you're white without saying, I'm white.
Back with the milk.
Back with the milk. Hey, buddy, Dad's home. How was school today?
You mother...
Back with the milk. He actually came back with the milk. And he asked his son how school was today. That's how you say you're white without saying you're white.
I'm on my phone and it said,
R. Kelly.
That I hog tied her.
Mind's telling me no.
I don't know how to hog tie people. What would I hog tie?
But my body.
Somebody sent me something on my phone and it said that I hog tied her.
My mind's telling me no.
I don't know how to hog tie people. What would I hog tie?
But my body.
My body's telling me yes. I don't want to hurt nobody. But there is something that I must confess to you, babe. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. P. Diddy and R. Kelly gonna be getting it on. He smiled at me. I don't know how to hog tie her. Why would I hog tie her? And then he holds up the rope. Hey girl. Hey girl, look at this. Okay, this is just to show that world records are stupid and anybody can get a world record. I'm gonna get a world record one day. I'd like to get a world record for speed reading the Bible, but that's actually a difficult task to undertake. Like, you have to train yourself for months because you can only sleep for half an hour every 4 hours. And the world record currently is like 72 hours. So you'd have to read the whole Bible in 72 hours, and you can only sleep for 30 minutes every 4 hours. This is like an undertaking. And I think, I don't even know, but if you get like any word wrong, you lose the whole thing. So you got to really know your Bible. You got to know all the names and know all the words and how to say it. So it's something you have to prepare for mentally and physically. Meanwhile, this idiot gets a world record for doing this. He's a professional ball sucker and blower. Most table tennis balls bounced against a wall with the mouth in 30 seconds. And the record is 47. To be honest, I think I could beat that. Ew. Jalen could beat him. Gay, man. Okay. That's it for the reels. What do we got in rapid fire news? I'm like hot and cold at the same time. Having a damn hot flash. What am I, pregnant? Bro growls like Diddy. Okay. So first we got some shootings. Some shootings going on. I just thought this story was interesting because it's from Citrus Park Mall in Hillsborough County, Florida, which is the mall that one of the malls we used to go to. The International Mall was where the rich people went. We'd go there every now and then, but it was too fancy. Mainly we'd go to Citrus Park Mall, which is like the middle class mall, or University Mall, which is the ghetto mall in the hood. But Citrus Park Mall was the main one we would go to. So this is teen arrested for killing 16-year-old at Citrus Park Mall as victim's father's murder remains unsolved. I don't get that part. But basically, they had planned a slap fight. Teenager was arrested for fatally shooting a 16-year-old at Citrus Park Town Center Mall over the weekend after a planned fight went awry. It was a slap fight. According to Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, Samuel Aquendo was arrested and charged with second-degree murder, among other charges in connection to Saturday's shooting that left Peter Hyman, his last name is Hyman. That's wild. 16 dead. Investigators said that on Saturday, two groups of juveniles took part in a slap boxing event in the parking garage at the Citrus Park Mall. Following the planned event, the juveniles shook hands and parted ways. A little while later, deputies say people from both separate groups ran into each other outside the mall and a fight broke out. It's not clear exactly why Hyman Jr. was fatally shot. So that's the mall that I used to go to. They're shooting. Oh, made you look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. From CBS News, $100,000 reward offered for suspects at large after 4 were killed and 17 were wounded in an Alabama shooting. Now, I'm going to read this story to you, and you tell me what you think. 4 people killed, 17 injured, and there's not any description of the suspect, no age given for the suspect, no race given for the suspect, and assuming that the suspect is under the age of 18, I wonder if their parents are going to be charged. Probably not. Probably not. Why? Well, let's read about this. Let's see. Authorities offered $100,000 in an effort. Well, okay, so they haven't found the suspect yet, so they don't know who the suspect is. So that's why there's no description. But we're going to get some hints here. For one, it's in Birmingham, Alabama, which I don't know if you guys remember the story I told in the police report that I read to you about the time that I got jumped in Birmingham, Alabama by 2 black guys. Some of the wounded individuals suffered life-threatening injuries, according to a Birmingham police officer who spoke at a news conference. The shooting is what he called one of the city's most popular entertainment districts. 18 people were wounded, and the number was revised to 17. 12 victims who were treated in the hospital have been discharged. 4 wounded victims were in critical conditions. Authorities have not yet identified any suspect in the mass shooting. They are offering a reward. Crime Stoppers, police will do anything possible to make sure they... Here, this is what part I was trying to get to. They believe multiple suspects fired at a large group of people standing outside near Magnolia Avenue in the 5 Points South area, a nightlife club. 2 men and 1 woman were pronounced dead at the scene. Anyway, Taj Booker, Anitra, and Carlos were the victims who who were killed. Fully automatic weapons don't belong in the streets. Okay, so we talk about the gun violence. Bunch of youths outside of a club. What do you think happened? It's called a drive-by. It's called a gang-related drive-by. That's what it's called. Anyway. They black. yes, Tomas. Yes, I think that's the point. Did they get anything? Oh, the guys that jumped me? No, they were maintenance men at an apartment complex that I was doing door-to-door sales in. And I think what happened is I knocked on this old lady's door, this old black lady, and she opened the door. And I gave her my spiel, and my spiel is very high energy. And she was like a little old lady, but I couldn't really see her very well. Normally, if I was dealing with an elderly person, I would tone it down a little bit. But I wasn't in a old people area. I was in a young people apartment complex. And this old lady answered the door, so I still kept it kind of upbeat because maybe I thought like she had young people there with her, like her kids or something. Anyway, I think I scared her, and she called management, and so these two like maintenance men rolled up on me in like a little doom buggy thing, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" They're very aggressive, and they're like, "You got to get out of here." I was like, "I don't know who you are. You don't have any sort of badge. You don't have any sort of identifying thing on. I don't know who you guys are. You could be anybody. Maybe you should get management to like come out here or show me some ID or something." And then they said, "Oh, we'll get you out." And so they started grabbing me and shoving me and pushing me. And I was like, "What the hell?" And I kind of resisted a little bit. So they started hitting me, and then I grabbed something. And then my friend ran up. Anyway, it's a long story, but I ended up grabbing a stick, and then they kind of backed off, and we left. And then they called the cops on us already. So when the cops showed up, I was like, they jumped us. It wasn't really like that bad, but they kind of roughed me up a little bit. But then once I grabbed the stick and my friend ran over, then they backed down. You scared the bejesus out of that poor old lady. Yeah, I think that's what happened. And she called, but I really didn't know that it was maintenance, like, because they just look like thugs. So that's why I was like not really listening to them. If they had like uniforms on or name tags, then I would have just been like, okay, I'm gonna go. But I just thought they were just some random thugs. So I was like, you guys don't get to tell me to leave. I don't know who you are. And they didn't like that. Marmalade Boy and Shamuni. Scamdouchian. Let's not promote other channels in my chat, Tomas. I do not support Shamdouchian. That guy is a scumbag. Let's see. What is this story? Harris says authorities can walk into homes and inspect guns in resurfaced clips. You're annoying me, Tomas. Authorities can walk into homes and inspect guns. Okay, from Daily Wire. Now let's do some Kamala Harris news. Kamala was on Oprah. Oprah and Kamala did a little town hall thing this week. And I watched it so you guys don't have to. But apparently they got like white ladies for Trump, black voices, or white ladies for Kamala, black women for Kamala, black men for Kamala, white dudes for Kamala, cat ladies for Kamala, truckers for Kamala, train engineers for Kamala, comedians for Kamala, and they all went to this Oprah thing and they were all on screens. And it's so funny. They're like, "Oh, we're so happy to finally be united." If you're united, why do you have all these different racial groups? Jews for Kamala, black ladies for Kamala, black men for Kamala. You ever heard of the channel BET? Yes, I've heard of BET. What are you talking about? A clip of Vice President Kamala Harris went viral this week that showed remarks she made at San Francisco's different. Anyway, oh yeah, they're very united, but yet all their groups are racially segregated. Anyway, that was my only point. I'm not really going to talk about the Oprah thing, but we got some Kamala news. Daily Wire. Harris says authorities can walk into homes and inspect guns in a resurfaced clip. Clip of Vice President Kamala Harris went viral this week that showed remarks she made at San Francisco's district attorney, in which she said that police had the right to walk into people's homes and inspect their legally owned firearms. Good luck with that. I don't think that's going to go over well. She didn't answer any of the questions. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. And the leader of White Dudes for Trump is so beta, his testosterone is probably like sub 150. There's more Pokemon than that dude's got testosterone. NRA said in a post that included a video, Kamala wants mass gun confiscation as she's willing to weaponize the government to enter your home and seize your legally owned guns. So it's an old clip that resurfaced, but she says cops are allowed to walk into your house and inspect your guns. So I don't know. I don't think that the gun owners are going to be a fan of that, Kamala. We got to hurry up. Here's an interesting one. Conspiracy Corner time from RadioFreeAsia.org. Did Harris wear audio earrings during a presidential debate to cheat? A claim emerged in Chinese language media posts that the U.S. Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris was wearing audio earrings to cheat during the presidential debate in September, but the claim is false. A photo comparison between the earrings worn by Harris during the debate and the Nova H1 shows they differ in shape. Oh. I can't zoom in on the picture, but here is the Nova audio earring, and here's Kamala's earring. They look totally different, right? They look totally different. Documents Harris' wardrobe. The earrings she frequently wears are products of Tiffany & Co. Just throwing this out there. She might have been wearing dang radio earrings during the debate. Okay. Let's see. Rapid fire news story. Hollywood Hills mansion is covered in graffiti and taken over by squatters. I'll play this while I go run and grab some coffee.
Largest mansion in the Hollywood Hills. Look at it now. Gets a 1-2 punch from outsiders. First squatters moved into the abandoned building a couple of weeks ago. Taggers cover the white walls with graffiti. Oof. Fox 11 Susan Hirasuna joining us live now from Hollywood Hills. What an update there, Susan.
Well, Christine, it's not like the city didn't know about this abandoned property. You see here that Building and Safety put up a chain link fence and it's covered in wood. There's lots of signs that say do not enter. But a tagger came back to the scene of the crime today and told me that word about this property went out last night, and by night's end, barely a space was left open of this abandoned mansion, all covered in graffiti.
Look at
Once
that.
in 9,700
Looks like P. Diddy's house. Look at that.
100-square-foot celebrity estate. Today, a graffiti-covered wreck.
Could you imagine living next door to that?
And if beauty
Could you imagine being homeless and living in that?
is in the eye of the beholder, nearby residents are not fans.
I love graffiti. I love art. I just don't love it on the house.
The property has apparently been a problem for a couple of years. Once renters like Mary J. Blige moved out, the house was pretty much abandoned.
For at least 2-3 years.
Mary J. Blige. Maybe that was... She was involved with P. Diddy. Maybe that was a dang Diddy mansion.
We know it's been empty. They tried to find the owner. They said they couldn't. And then they finally did, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with it.
The owner is John P. Middleton, the son of John Middleton, owner of the Phillies baseball team. And the property is already well known to the
Money is temporary. What's that say?
city of Middleton, owner of the Phillies baseball team. And the
Money is temporary. Lifestyle is forever. Sonnet Jew.
property is already well known to the city of Los Angeles and
Enough of that. I just thought that was interesting. This mansion with squatters. Squatters are funny. Some space news. A new mini moon is coming to Earth this fall. Oh my God, my stomach. Hold on a second. I gotta go. I'll be right back. I gotta get a piece of ham or something. I need food. My stomach is empty. It hurts. It's so empty it hurts. You ever been so hungry your stomach like hurts? Coffee does make you poop. A piece of ham, is that what you said? It's a piece of turkey. Yeah, I just grabbed some piece of turkey. I didn't have time to like make a sandwich. I just grabbed some freaking. It's not ham, it's turkey. Wow, is this guy real? Yeah, I'm not AI. I'm not a bot. I've seen some graffiti in Atlanta and some of it is art. There's some pros out there doing that stuff. I drink Coke on an empty stomach and I think, well, I haven't tried this one yet. This is orange cream carbonated water. Anyway, let's get through this rapid fire news and we can do debunking the arguments against God. New mini moon coming to Earth this fall. It's actually a meteor or an asteroid. 2024 PT5 is the name of the asteroid that's going to be flying by us. And it's 33 feet long. And basically, it's going to look like we have two moons. It's going to be like Star Wars in the sky. So, that's cool. Now, we got a whole bunch of Elon stories this week in Rapid Fire. 4 Elon stories. CNN is saying Elon Musk is on track to become the world's first trillionaire. It's estimated by 2027. It's estimated that by 2027, if he continues at this pace, he's currently at 250 billion, and if he continues his net growth at this pace, which is funny, when he bought Twitter, all the liberals like Destiny and like the dumbasses were all like, "Oh, he's losing money on this. He's a failure. He's losing money." And right, he's estimated to hit $1 trillion by 2027. There's one other person from like there's one other person that could beat him to it to be the first trillionaire. Wong. His name is Huang. What's his first name? The owner of Nvidia, Jensen Huang. Jensen Huang is worth $104 billion. He's the owner of NVIDIA, the graphics card company and computer chip company. And because of AI, NVIDIA is taking off. He's estimated to hit $1 trillion by 2028. Elon is estimated to hit $1 trillion by 2027. So if everything stays on track, Elon will get there first. Just thought that's crazy. That's from CNN. From Benzinga Edge. This is a story somebody mentioned to me last week at the after party. Elon Musk reacts after Mark Cuban said he would buy X in a heartbeat. Mark Cuban said he humorously commented that he would buy X if he could afford it. And then Elon laughed. Laughy face emoji is how Elon replied. I guess Mark Cuban doesn't have enough money to buy X, but he says he would buy X and turn it probably into a liberal cesspool. Where'd that other person go? Why you just say, is this guy real? Wow, is this guy real? And then you don't say anything else. Probably an atheist. Hoping that they can prove me wrong about God. We should do a change my mind in the after party. Change my mind, calling all atheists. Change my mind, God exists. I bet you they can't do it. From defenseblog.com, Russian troops receive Musk's Cybertruck. I don't know if this is real. And Tenet Media and RT are not paying me millions of dollars to promote Russian propaganda. So I don't know if this is real. But it says the Kremlin-backed Chechen president. This is a freaking machine gun-mounted Cybertruck. I don't know if it's real. But it looks pretty cool. Chechen President Ramzan Kadyrov has claimed that he provided 2 modified Tesla Cybertrucks to Russian forces operating in occupied Ukrainian territory. Bro, you see that thing coming? Better be running. What's this? I don't know. This looks kind of fake. What do you think? You guys think it's real? We giving Russia Cybertrucks now? Speaking of giving other countries stuff, apparently we're sending more troops over to Israel after this bombing happened. And then last but not least, Cards Against Humanity is suing Elon because apparently he's trespassing on their land in Texas and using it as his own. The maker of the popular party card game Cards Against Humanity is accusing Elon Musk SpaceX of trespassing on and damaging a plot of vacant land that the company owns in Texas. Lawsuit filed this week. Cards Against Humanity alleges SpaceX has essentially treated the game company's property located in Cameron County as its own for at least the past 6 months. 150,000 people each contributed $15 towards the effort. The company is asking for $15 million in damages, which it says includes loss of vegetation on land. They lost some grass, so they want $15 million from Elon. Sounds like extortion. But that's it for the rapid fire news, guys. And now we move on to the final segment of the show. Call into the after party. Probably not going to happen. Elon Musk is banking on space harvesting. Oh, there is. Is it possible that you're wrong that God exists? No. Nope. Not possible. It's not possible. All right. Let me open this folder. I got a couple little videos. We're not going to spend too much time on the videos. More just me talking about this stuff. And we're going to read this one article. Oh, crap. I opened those in the... That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. I opened them in the wrong thing. Okay. So, Best arguments for God. Here's a list of them. We're not going to read all of these. I'm not going to read the full descriptions of all these, but I'm going to give you some examples of some. But the main ones we're going to focus on are the problem of evil and divine hiddenness. These are probably the two most common arguments that you're going to hear against God is the problem of evil and divine hiddenness. And most of the other arguments against God are going to fit into these categories. So whether they say the problem of suffering or a fully evil God, fully good God, those fit into the category of the problem of evil. And then divine hiddenness, you're going to have religious diversity arguments fitting into the divine hiddenness. You're going to have geographical things fitting into the divine hiddenness argument. But there's a bunch of arguments. Those are the two best ones. I'll explain them deeper here in a minute. But I'm going to go through this list. This is boxingpythagoras.com. This is an atheist answers 20 short arguments against God's existence. So this is how an atheist would tell another atheist why not to use these arguments or how they're going to be rebutted. So first is there's no evidence, lack of evidence, divine hiddenness. Second, God doesn't stop the evil in the world. That's the problem of evil. According to the Bible, God caused a lot of evil. Problem of evil. Drowning everything is not a sign of love. Problem of evil. The opening lines of the Bible are factually wrong. Firstly, arguing against the deity described in the Bible does not constitute a very convincing argument against theism in general. At best, it might show that the Jewish or Christian conception of God are flawed. However, it says nothing about whether a God exists. So if they attack the Bible, if they attack God's character, anything like that, they're not proving God wrong. They're just making an argument against Christianity or Judaism. They're not disproving God. And that's a very common thing that atheists will do. They'll attack God's character. Or if they're talking to a Muslim, they'll attack Allah's character. They'll attack Muhammad. They'll attack the Prophet. If they're talking to a Christian, they'll attack Jesus. If they're talking to a Jew, they'll attack the God of Abraham. Or same thing with a Christian. The problem is this doesn't rebuttal God. This just rebuttals that specific God. Another common argument from Hitchens, they say it's one of the best arguments, is Hitchens says that a Christian is basically an atheist that just believes in one extra God. A Christian is an atheist, but they believe in one more God than me. Because a Christian will tell you, well, I don't believe in all these other thousands of gods, but I believe in this God. A Christian is an atheist, but he doesn't believe in one God. This is stupid because it's like saying that a person who doesn't commit murder is the same as a murderer. They just commit one less murder. You know, the fact that we believe in one God makes us not atheists. That's a huge, vast difference. Like, I'm not a murderer who just commit one less murder than a murderer. I'm not a murderer. And that was Hitchens' argument, is that a Christian is an atheist that just believes in one more God than us. We both don't believe in thousands and thousands of gods, but you guys believe in one extra God. Well, that makes a whole world of difference there, Chris. Why are you asking me to try to convince you? Well, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Personally, I don't care if anyone knows God is real. Okay. Well, I don't care if you care. Prayer has never fixed anything physically impossible to fix. Prayer has never fixed anything physically. So prayer doesn't work, I guess, would be the argument there. I don't think that's an argument against God, but these are just some small ones. We're just going to read through these quickly. There are thousands of gods you don't believe in. So that's Hitchens' argument that we just talked about. Where you were born determines what you believe. This is the geographic religious diversity argument, which is kind of fits into the divine hiddenness argument. Basically, the idea is if you're born in America, your chances of being Christian are way higher than if you're born in India. If you're born in India, your chances of being Hindu are higher. If you're born in Afghanistan, your chances of being Muslim are higher. So if the Christian God is real, why would it be set up that way? But that's why we spread the Bible to all these different nations and we put it in a lot of different languages to make up for that. They can't prove prayer doesn't work though. Right. And also, what are you praying for? How are you praying? Why are you praying? It doesn't say in the Bible that if you pray to God and ask him for money, he's going to give you money, or a better job, that you're going to get a better job. Prayer is being still and knowing God. You're supposed to constantly be in prayer, always be in prayer. And you're supposed to take no thought of tomorrow. So the problem isn't that prayer doesn't work. The problem is people don't know how to pray or what to pray for or why they're praying. They think that prayer is just a way to ask for gifts from God or ask for presents. And that's not the way it works. Pediatric cancer, kids getting diseases. This is the problem of evil. Unconditional love shouldn't come with a list of conditions. Well, it doesn't say that God loves us unconditionally. God hates a lot of people. This also is only a rebuttal against one idea of God. And it's funny that atheists seem to know the most about God. They can give you a list of things they hate about God. They'll tell you, I don't like this about God. I don't like that about God. But they don't even believe in God. But they seem to know him very well. Every single supposed miracle gets debunked. That's not true. There's books that have been written about it. We did a whole show about medical miracles. There's a long list of medical miracles that have happened. All sorts of miracles have been proven. There are actually quite a few supposed miracles which have not been debunked. The Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox Church tend to be particularly adept at listing such events. Amongst Catholic apologists, the Incorruptibles and Our Lady of Fatima are particularly popular. While it is far from convincing to a non-believer that these anomalous events were supernatural in origin, neither can it be claimed that these things have been clearly shown to be falsely portrayed, which is the meaning of debunked. The Shroud of Turin hasn't been debunked. In fact, it's actually been recently further verified. They can't recreate it. They don't know how it happened. People do be praying to Genie Jesus. It cracks me up. Yep, that's true. I thought Fatima was just a Greek takeout place. I don't know. The movies and music that honor God are just awful. That's not an argument against God. And also, worldly institutions like Bethel and Hillsong can be corrupted and can be false. So that's not an argument. The invisible and non-existent look very much alike. No hide-and-seek game lasts this long. This is divine hiddenness. Science explains so much of what we used to attribute to a God. Yeah, but science can only explain the physical. It can't explain the metaphysical or the supernatural. So science, all it is we used to think something like gravity was supernatural. Then we come to find out that science can explain it. That doesn't disprove God. It just means that we didn't fully understand something at the time. The more we learn, the less reason we have to believe in God. I disagree. I think that the more we learn, we actually find more evidence for God. And for as far back as we've been keeping track of it, more than 50% of scientists have consistently been Christian. I think we've been keeping track of this since like the 70s, and it's never dropped below 51%. Currently, I think 52% of scientists are Christian. And since we've been keeping track of it, it's never dropped below 50%. So scientists are majority Christian, actually. A lot of people don't know that. Explaining your mythology makes you sound crazy. I don't think that's a very good argument. If God didn't exist, the world would look exactly the same. If God didn't exist, there would be no world. If God existed, he would smite me right now. If God existed, he would smite me right now. And this is an atheist writing this, saying that this is an argument that they've heard from other atheists. And they say this is one of the most juvenile, ignorant, and fallacious of all arguments which could be made against God's existence. Making this claim is like declaring to your audience, I have absolutely no intention of addressing my opposition's beliefs in a fair and rational manner. You might as well just stick your fingers in your ears and scream, nuh-uh. So that's 20 arguments against God that atheists
By doing
make.
so, he would be a, quote,
20 arguments against God that atheists make, rebuttal by an atheist. Now, what is divine hiddenness and the problem of evil? That's what I said, the main things that we're going to focus on here. So the problem of evil is basically, simply put, the idea that if God was an all-loving, all-benevolent God, an omnibenevolent God, as they say, why do evil things happen? Why do children die? Why do earthquakes wipe people out? Why would God let a flood happen that killed all the babies? Why did slavery happen? Why do evil things happen if there's an omnibenevolent God? Now, I've talked about this before. I don't know when they started saying omnibenevolent, because when I was a kid in Christian school, what I learned was omnipotent or omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. So omnipotent means all powerful. Omnipresent means everywhere all the time. And omniscient means all knowing. So all knowing, all powerful, everywhere all the time. But now they say omnibenevolent, which means all good. And I don't have a problem saying that God is all good, but if I were talking to an atheist, I would not say God is all good. I think God is all good. But their concept of good is different than my good. So my rebuttal to the problem of evil would be to say that it's not a problem at all. In fact, evil is necessary to have good. You can't have good if you don't have evil. Basically, if you never saw a curved line, you wouldn't know what a straight line is. If you never saw evil, you wouldn't know what good is. So there has to be good. Some people will argue that the reason that God allows evil to happen is because of free will. They'd say that if we did not have evil in the world and we did not have the temptation to do evil, evil couldn't happen, then it would mean that we don't have free will. And that's a good argument. If you believe in free will, you can use that one. But I personally am not a proponent of free will. So I say that it's not the evil that I do, but the sin within me. And we can't control it. We're not in control. We serve a master. We serve God or we serve Satan. So when evil is done, we're serving Satan instead of serving God. And we can overcome that with the help of God. But evil does not make the world imperfect. In fact, evil is what makes the world perfect. If there were no evil, then we would have no concept of good. There's a rabbi that Alex O'Connor did an interview with. I recorded it, but I forgot to make the clip. But he says the reason, this is how he deals with the problem of evil, and I kind of like this. If you only do good because you think you're going to be rewarded for it. Like, why do evil things happen to good people? Here's the answer. If you only did good because you thought you would receive a reward for it, then your good is no longer moral. It's no longer good. You're just doing something for a reward. If you only don't do evil because you don't want to be punished for it, then you're just not doing evil to avoid a punishment. So the reason we have evil, the reason we have suffering, the reason that good people sometimes suffer is because that's what makes doing good a moral good. Because we have to do good even though we may never get a reward for it. We have to do good even though we may suffer, even though we may get killed tomorrow. You might get shot by somebody tomorrow. So when you do good, not expecting a reward, when you don't do evil, not because you don't want to get punished, but because you want to do good, even though you might suffer for it, that's what makes it morally good. If you're only doing good to be rewarded, it's not morally good. And I thought that was an interesting way of putting it. Some people will say that like earthquakes are an evil in the world. When a baby dies in an earthquake, when a baby gets cancer, these are evil things. These aren't evil things. If a baby dies, then that's not evil. That means it just gets to be with the Father quicker. Of course, we mourn it and we feel like it's a bad thing. But this goes back to Job. Basically, this stuff is above our pay grade. Why would you ask of God? Why would you let this happen? It's part of the plan. God told Job, you don't make the eagle swoop down and get the fish. You didn't hang the stars in the balance. You're ignorant and you're asking things that you can't possibly understand. If a baby dies, that's not evil. We think of it as evil. It's just part of the plan. It's part of what was written. It has to happen. We're thinking of evil in the wrong way. We think of evil in a very worldly way, and especially atheists, because they don't know God, they think of evil in a very worldly way. So that's probably the biggest argument against God would be the argument of evil. And then the second biggest one, maybe even a better argument, is divine hiddenness. Divine hiddenness is the idea, if God is real, why doesn't he just make himself known? Why isn't there a giant flashing cross in the sky lighting up saying, God is real, Jesus died for your sins? Why doesn't God just come down here right now and tell us? And the problem is he will. And when he does, it's not going to be a good thing for the non-believers. I don't think they want that. They think they want that, but they don't want that. You don't want that. You see God's face, you're not going to make it. It's too late for you. So that's divine hiddenness. The idea is if an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving God is real, there should be no such thing as what they call non-resistant non-believers. A non-resistant non-believer. This is somebody who doesn't believe in God, but they're open to the idea of God. They're open to it. They're seeking God. They're looking for God, but they haven't seen evidence. This is the not enough evidence argument, the divine hiddenness. Why is God hidden? Why doesn't he just give us more evidence? And somebody who's open to the idea, but they still don't believe because they feel like there's not enough evidence, these people shouldn't exist, is the argument. But they do. I would actually disagree. I would say they are resistant. If they were truly open to it, instead of just intellectually open to it, if their heart was open to God, if you knock, the door does open. If you seek, you will find. There is a resistance. They'll say they're not resistant, but there is a resistance. And I think that's what keeps them cut off from God. Lack of evidence, the geographical thing about the different religions in different areas, religious diversity. These things all fit into divine hiddenness. Religious diversity is the idea that there's thousands of different religions. Why are there thousands and thousands of different religions that contradict each other? Well, I think that's not an argument against God. I think that's actually a proof of God. This is called sensus divinitatis. Sensus divinitatis is a sense of the divine. This is actually a problem for atheists. This isn't a problem for Christians. The fact that there's, for all of history, every civilization, every culture has had this sensus divinitatis, this sense of the divine. Everybody, every culture has always had every culture has had beliefs about divinities and deities and gods, and whether you have, even if it's pagan gods and demons and Baphomet, or it's Nordic gods and Greek gods and Thor and Zeus and Achilles, and it doesn't matter where you go, at what time, whether it's Egyptians. The Egyptians had their Ra's and their Osirises, and wherever you go, whatever civilization, whatever culture, whatever group of peoples throughout all the history of the world, there's always been a sense of the divine. There's always been a seeking for something above us. And I think that proves God. There's often a lot of similarities and a lot of through lines that go through all of these. A sense of morality. Always. Throughout all of history. Why is that? That's not a problem for the believer in God. That's a problem for the atheist. They'll present it as a problem for the believer. They'll say, why is there religious diversity? I would say, yeah, why is there? Why do all these people, and why is there religious commonality? Why are there things that all of these civilizations throughout thousands of years, different places geographically, agree on? Yeah, sure, we disagree about the nature of the being. We disagree about, some doctrine, religious texts, things like this. But we usually all agree on a lot of things. We all agree murder's bad. We all agree stealing's bad. So why are there these through lines throughout history, throughout civilizations everywhere that agree? This isn't divine hiddenness. This is divinely present. It's divinely clear. And another thing, well, I forget who said this quote. I think it was C.S. Lewis. But the quote goes, God would never try to prove himself to an atheist because everything he's done is proof enough already. And so in this arguments for atheism tier list, which I think we watched in a stream a long time ago, this is Alex O'Connor and this other atheist guy. They talk about religious confusion. Religious confusion is just divine hiddenness in different words. Problem of evil. The evil God argument. Also just the problem of evil. The improvability argument, that's just divine hiddenness. They have the stone paradox on here. The stone paradox is the question when atheists ask, can God make a stone that's too big for him to lift? The simple rebuttal to this is God is logical. God created the laws of logic by being logic. And the simple rebuttal is God being all powerful doesn't mean that he can do the impossible. He has the power to do anything that can be done. And if you say, well, we can't, creating Earth can't be done. Well, that's not what an atheist would say. An atheist would say that Earth could be created from the Big Bang. It just happened. It can just happen. Nothing can come, something can come from nothing. So if it can happen, God can do it. But breaking the laws of logic is illogical. It's a paradox. Therefore, God can't do something that can't be done. God can't make a four-sided triangle. Because if he did, it wouldn't be a triangle. So that's a paradox. That's an illogical question. And God is logical. The stone paradox is not a good argument. It's an argument dumb atheists make. But similarly, they talk about in this video how an argument a Christian might give is go outside and look at the trees. It's a dumb argument. But what they say in this video is Alex makes an interesting point. He says if you look at the IQ bell curve, you'll see people on the low end of the IQ bell curve will have a messy desk. They'll have a messy room. People in the medium to high average end of the IQ bell curve are going to have a clean room or a clean desk. But then people with extremely high IQs are going to go back to the messy desk or the messy room. So it's like messy desk, average and high average, clean desk, neat. Insanely smart people like Einstein, messy and disorderly. So that's interesting. It's almost like a full circle that it does. In the same way, they say that the look at the trees argument, it could be a very low IQ argument, or it could be an extremely high IQ argument. So it's like you start with dumb people when they explain God to an atheist will say, well, just look around outside. Look at the trees. Look at everything around you. God's not hidden. He's everywhere. A really dumb person might say that. And then once you get up to the medium to high average IQ, you start hearing the ontological argument. You might start hearing the fine-tuning argument. And then as you go higher, you get to the cosmological argument. And then as you go a little higher IQ, you start getting to the ontological argument or the teleological argument. Maybe the moral arguments down here by fine-tuning. And then you get to the did I already say ontological? Yeah, I already said ontological argument. So, but then if you keep going farther, you get to super high IQ people, you get back to the tree argument. And you just say, look at the trees. That's a very low IQ argument, but it's also a very high IQ argument. And that's a way to deal with divine hiddenness is you just say simply, God's not hidden. He's everywhere. He's all around you. Your heart's not open to it. You're intellectually, maybe you say you're open to it, but your heart is closed off. And that's why you can't see it. You have to look at things differently. And even if you are an intellectual person, this goes back to what I said about 52% of scientists believe in God. There was somebody, I forget who it was, but he said advances in cellular microbiology led him to God. Because the more they learn about the human cell, about any cell, just any cell, when they said God could be found down the barrel of a microscope. God could be found down the barrel of a telescope. The more they research into the universe, cosmology, more people are being led to God. The more they research into microbiology, people are being led to God. Now, once you get down to like the quantum level and quantum physics, some people fall away from God because I think a lot of that stuff is made up. But when we're talking about microbiology, the cellular level, they see that a cell is so complex that there's like a universe of information within every cell, and that the amount of variables it takes that have to be met in order for this cell to work is infinitesimally small. It's like 10, it's like 1 times 10 to the 15th power of variables that have to be met for that cell to work. And then we go to the fine-tuning argument, and we can say the same thing about a planet that sustains life, Earth, being in the Goldilocks zone. 1 times 10 to the 14th power. That's a 1 with 14 zeros after it, is how impossibly small of a chance to have a planet that sustains life. And then every cell on that planet has the same amount of chance that it's not going to work. So, but yet it all works. It all works. When you look at these things, God is not hidden. God is everywhere. He's in everything. Everything that you look at, he's there. So, divine hiddenness, God is not hidden. He's in everything. You're just looking in the wrong way. And then the problem of evil, you don't know the difference between good and evil. Atheist, you can't even justify good and evil. What is evil? What is good? If are you a materialist? Are you secular humanist? What kind of atheist are you? Where do you get your morals from? If there's no moral lawgiver, then there is no morality. If there's no system of government and there's no laws, then nothing can be illegal. In the same way, if there's no moral lawgiver, nothing can be immoral. There is no good or bad. What are you talking about? You don't believe in God. How is there a problem of evil? If you don't believe in God, there's no such thing as evil. There just is. Everything just is. Everything's a matter of chance. Everything was causally determined, not by God, but by random chance and evolution and brains fizzling. How is it evil for somebody to kill a baby? If that's just the way their brain evolved, that's just the way that evolved. That's just what happened. It's unavoidable. It's just a matter of chance. It's just the results of millions of years of evolution, and they just happened to be there at that time, and that's the way their brain fizzles. And to them, it's the right thing to do. How is that evil? There is no problem of evil to an atheist because there can't be evil to an atheist. So that's debunking the problem of evil, divine hiddenness, the religious diversity, the geographic diversity in religion, or geographic religious causes, multiplicity in gods, lack of evidence, the problem of suffering, which is the same as the problem of evil, the stone paradox, weak. They're all easily debunked. I took too long in the news. I wanted to talk more about this, but I think I hit on every point that I wanted to hit on. We could talk more about this in the after party. There are some videos. I got some William Lane Craig videos answering divine hiddenness. This arguments for atheism tier list from Alex O'Connor. God is everything. You're just not paying attention, or you're intentionally not looking. The universe, my favorite atheist cope. I have never heard this omnibenevolent stuff before. Right. I don't know when that started. It was always omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Everywhere, all the time, all powerful, and all knowing. So God knows everything. He's everywhere. He's outside of time and space. He's everywhere all the time. He knows everything, and he can do anything that can be done. But omnibenevolent, all good. What does that mean? Like, of course, God is all good, but God has commanded what we would think of as some evil acts to be done. The flood, wiping out every man, woman, child, animal, commanding people to put other tribes into slavery. Like, I guess that is good. If God commanded it, then it is good. But benevolent? Is it benevolent? I don't know about that. I think the OT God was not the Most High. OT God. What's OT God? I think everyone believes in a higher power, but some people have a reason to hold a grudge against religion, so they deny God as a way of thumbing their nose at whatever faith they think wronged him. Yeah, exactly. And see, that's why they say a non-resistant non-believer should not exist. If God was real, there should be no non-resistant non-believers. Because if somebody's not resisting God, then he should make himself known to them, and then they should believe. But how do we don't know somebody's heart. We don't know somebody's mind. How do we know that they're actually not resistant? Maybe they are resistant. Macro evolution, for example. Yep, that can't be proven. God sent a son to fulfill the old covenant, and we are free from serving evil. Before Jordan Peterson went full beta, he said that you can't be good unless you are capable of evil. Basically, if you aren't able to cause harm, then you aren't able to show mercy. Right. That's why people will use the a lot of people, when they're explaining the problem of evil, a lot of Christians will use free will in their argument. And it's a good argument. If you're of the mind that you believe in free will, then that's a good way to argue it. But if you're talking to an atheist who doesn't believe in free will, which is very common, then that's not going to work with them. You're going to say we have to have evil because God gave us free will, and the atheist says, "Well, I don't believe in free will." Mankind has worshipped an all-powerful since the beginning. They all have the concept of good and evil, and they believe that there is a place where good dwells and a place where evil dwells. The universe. That was interesting and enjoyable. I would like that, Josh, if we talked more about this in the after party. Yeah, I'd like to get some atheists up to tell me what they think. Atheists have been real quiet ever since JS showed up on the block. They don't come to this channel. What do atheists yell during sex? Oh! Earth! They yell, earth, wind, water, fire, heart. All right, guys. I'm gonna grab a bite to eat. Let's end the show. We can talk more about this in the after party. Watch a little bit of some of these videos. And I just got to get a bite to eat. Take Echo for a short walk. And then I will be back in about 30 minutes. So give me like 30 minutes. Get some food in me. We'll make some chicken. And then we'll be right back. So where's my little outro song? All right, guys. You know what it is. Hit the like button on the way out. Dreadedconservative show, Monday night, kick of the week off right. World's a crazy place. I just report on it. We'll be back at the after party. We'll open the Discord up, hang out, and yeah, make sure you hit the like button. Cashapp, Dreadedconservative, all the good stuff. Check the channel in about 20 minutes for the thumbnail. And I will see you guys at the after party. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next week if you're not at the after parties. God bless. Peace.